Soars back above 87 a barrel as the U.S. begins a seventh night of attacks on Iran, now hitting bridges, rail, and energy targets. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
The national average for regular gas is back around $4 a gallon. Diesel did just surpass $5, and that means higher transport costs for trucks, trains, and tractors. We are seeing oil prices climb as hostilities escalate in the Middle East and shipping stalls once again in the Strait of Hormuz. Another factor is that Russia's oil refineries have been damaged by drone strikes from Ukraine.
The FDA says Taylor Farms is a potential source of the parasite that has sickened thousands across the country. The CDC says bag lettuce is safe to eat. President Trump saying in a social media post today the U.S. will be holding Canada responsible for the wildfires that are making air dangerous across the U.S., claiming that they are not maintaining their forests. This is ABC News. Homeland Secretary Mark Wayne Moen has sent letters to 4 states claiming 250,000 potential non-citizens are registered in California, Nevada, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania.
President Trump is correct when he said that election security is national security.
ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
Democrats took a take last night that it was the president saying these things in order to lay the groundwork to challenge future elections. Now, many accused him of having a backwards look, that he just can't get over his election loss in 2020 to Joe Biden, but that this is not just about his grievances about a past election, but that he's trying to set things up for future elections.
The Bipartisan Policy Center says most of the people being singled out are citizens who are misidentified by outdated information or by clerical errors. Apple surpasses NVIDIA in market value, putting it back on top as the world's most valuable company. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
At 3:02, a thumbs up to Boeing from the Federal Aviation Administration. More on that story coming up, but first, here's Nate at the traffic desk.
All right, Tim, it's a busy afternoon. This one brought to you by Seattle Sports. Tacoma to Olympia keeps climbing with every report. We're at an hour, 25-minute commute, 18 miles of backups between JBLM and Olympia, starting near Thorn Lane. Over to Bellevue, North 405 at Northeast 8th. We've got a collision blocking 2 right lanes. You're backed up to Cold Creek Parkway. We cleared our other collision in Factoria about 10 minutes ago. Bellevue southbound is 405 is heavy from 520 to the Renton Landing. Let's see, Bellevue to South Center is going to take you 40 minutes. Another backup in South Center as well. Here in Seattle, South 5, we're packed from 130th down to I-90. 45-minute trip from Linwood into downtown. North 5, bumper to bumper from the north end of Boeing Field to the Ship Canal Bridge. About a half hour to get through this. And Everett to Marysville, you're at 20 minutes already. It is heavy from 526 to 528. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial, 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon, I'm Tim Hull. Here's what's happening. The FAA will let Boeing handle all final safety checks on its 737 MAX and 787 aircraft starting next week. The agency says Boeing's inspections are meeting the mark. Federal regulators had taken over MAX approvals after 2 deadly crashes and pulled 787 certification over production quality problems. The Tukwila Police Department says a 70-year-old man is recovering after a random, unprovoked assault at a local business earlier today.
When officers arrived, they found the victim with serious head and facial injuries after he was struck from behind and knocked to the ground. The attacker fled in a vehicle, but Tukwila PD's Special Emphasis Unit detectives tracked the 43-year-old Seattle man to a SeaTac rental car facility. They arrested him without incident and recovered a knife. He's now booked into the King County Jail on suspicion of assault. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A 65-year-old man suffered arm and head injuries this week when he was allegedly beaten by a grocery store employee in Olympia. According to court documents obtained by the Olympian, a 47-year-old man hit the victim with a 3-foot-long piece of wood with nails in it. The suspect reportedly ran into some of the man's belongings with his scooter and an argument broke out. Suspect arrested for investigation of assault shortly after the incident Wednesday night. A Seattle man paid no taxes for 20 years, and now he's going to federal prison for 20 months.
Prosecutors say 70-year-old Stephen T. Liu, a real estate investor, failed to report income of more than $4.7 million. He's been sentenced to 1 year and 8 months in prison after a jury convicted him of tax evasion and filing false returns. In addition to that prison time, he'll also have to pay a $250,000 fine. He's already paid more than $1.6 million in back taxes. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
The Mariners open the second half of the season tonight at home against the San Francisco Giants. Broadcaster Rick Riz tells Seattle's Morning News the M's are still in a good spot, but need to improve a few things.
They have to do much better hitting with runners in scoring position. Number one, get healthy. And also, the right-handed hitters have got to be much better against left-handed pitching. Dave Henderson used to tell me all the time, that's how you make your money as a right-handed hitter.
The Mariners are 48-49 and sit 1.5 games behind first-place Texas in the AL West. Catch all the action tonight. First pitch 7:10 on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. Washington State could host a PGA Tour event again as early as 2028. Chambers Bay and Sahalee Country Club are both possible venues, according to ESPN. The Seattle area hasn't hosted a regular PGA Tour event since the 2015 U.S. Open at Chambers Bay. At 3:05, your forecast calling for partly sunny skies today and cloudy skies tonight. The overnight low 58. Tomorrow, 79 into the 80s on Sunday, and we could touch 90 by Monday. Seattle right now is 71 degrees. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely.
All right.
You'll be amazed at what you hear. Okay?
Okay. All right, well, it's a lot of pressure. How long do we have to listen for?
Just a few minutes.
Okay. That takes a lot of pressure off us. One of these days, just as a kind of a joke to Joe, I'm going to just not show up. There was a KJCT, I got my start. There was a guy named Harry the Horse. And everybody gets your start there in a small market. And so I was the weatherman. I'd only been there for like 2 weeks. And they hired this guy. And he was much older than all of us. And we're like, wow, where'd this guy come from? I don't know, but have you seen his resume tape? He's really good. He's really good. And he's like, yeah, he's in the newsroom walking around. And we're like, wow, this guy, he's really relaxed before, because we're all nervous because we're brand new at. So we have to do the tease before. And to 1 minute before coming up on the air on Channel 8, KJCT. And they're like, this is KJCT News. And then they'd go to Monica Rogers. She said, mill tilling's still a problem, but we will be having our 4th of July parade. And then it goes to me, she has her showers later on the weekend, but things looking good for Friday. That weird kind of voice I had. And he went, he's the old guy. He's like, I'm Harry the Horse. Post time, 21 minutes. Buckle up. Oh, I didn't curse.
Did you do it?
I didn't curse. I dropped the SH.
You're making my job so hard.
Start over. Pick it up from here.
Yeah, all right.
I'm Harry the Horse. Post time, 22 minutes. We were like, whoa, holy moly. That guy's, whoa, get away. He's got a nickname. Post time and horse. See how he worked all that in? And I'm like taking notes like, oh my, I hope someday I'm as good as Harry the Horse doing weather or something, because I didn't know what I was doing. And everyone's like, gee whiz, where'd this guy come from? We're a tiny, crappy market. We're not making any money. Where do they get a guy like Harry the Horse? Post time, 22 minutes. Well, all right, 22 minutes. So Monica Rogers does the news. They throw to me for the weather, and all of a sudden during the commercial break, say, has anybody seen Harry? Anybody seen Harry? Director's like, anybody seen Harry? Is Harry around? You know where Harry is? Well, we keep the door open because it was hot there in the studio in the summer. I saw him get into his car, his Volkswagen Bug, yellow, I still remember it, and drive away. Yeah. He just freaked out. He didn't know how to do news. He faked his entire resume. His whole tape was just nothing but, cobbled together stuff that he had never actually done. So he just faked his way in, and then I'll just fake the sports. But he didn't know how to edit anything. He didn't know how to write anything. But the last thing he said was, I'm Harry the Horse, post time, 22 minutes. And then he just left.
He chickened out?
Chickened out.
Wow.
Yeah.
We pranked one of our. She was.
But I haven't started the show yet, Joe. Jeez, have some respect for that. Here we go. There we go. Now it's a John Curley Show. Hey, give me a little song to start the. You know I like to do this on Friday. There you go. Come on, Zach. No, everybody sing. Here we go. Your TV's lying to the world ain't on fire, and the only thing's burning gets me higher, higher, higher. I ain't worried about it. Woo! I ain't worried about it. Nope. Comes the verse. Ooh, this life is really whatever you make it. There's so much love in the world for the taking. Yeah. Just take a look at the sky above. Your line, Joe. All it matters is love, 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 love. Mrs. B and Kev. There we go.
See, I memorized my lines.
I know him. Here, look, next verse. Watch this.
Okay, no delay.
No. Everyone's done looking hungry. Some folks are so broke. All they got is money. I ain't worried about. All right. Never mind.
Nice try.
I bought tickets to go see him in Sioux Falls, South Dakota coming up.
Very odd choice of venue, but
Cheapest I could find. $500 a ticket right down front. And then I even called his assistant that I'm friends with.
Yeah.
I said, Megan, listen, we're going to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. She's like, oh, great. We'll party when we get there. And I was like, oh, perfect. And then I thought, how about mentioning free tickets? I didn't get that, so I just went ahead and bought them. Anyway, that's going to be serious. Boy, you're in South Dakota in October. Those people are going to be some serious cowboys. I better get myself a real hat. All right. It was on this very day, 1913. So was that 113 years ago, right? That suddenly the downtrodden, the weak, the often made fun of, the balding orphan, the aging adolescent, the redheaded stepchild, finally had an opportunity, just briefly, to take down the rich and powerful. And it was done with a single motion of a right hand and a cream pie. It was the first time ever captured on film. In fact, the first time ever historians have said, I think it's the first time anyone's ever actually thrown a pie at somebody. It was a movie called The Noise from the Deep. And it was captured on film. And then after that, people seemed to like people getting hit in the face with pies. 1927, there was going to be a movie. It was going to be one of the biggest pie fights ever. In fact, it was. They had a budget for 4,000 pies. They spent $18,000. This is back in 1927. That's a lot of dough for a lot of pies. And the guy that started the whole thing ended up building, it was Mac Sennett, Keystone, who had Keystone Studios there when they were making the movies. He actually had a bakery across the street from where they were shooting the movies. That's how many pies they were using all the time. It became the thing to do, which was to pie somebody. It appeared in so many movies in vaudeville and everywhere else. But there is something about a pie hitting the face of somebody that is more powerful than somebody else that brings them down to size a little bit.
Yes.
There's a 1977 Anita Bryant, who was famous for kind of doing a whole thing about homosexuality is bad. We got to get rid of gays, blah, 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 blah. Her famous line is, they can't procreate, so they have to they have to go out there and convert people, right? So she was really into, you got to go get them. Anyway, she was giving a press conference, and
newsmen were questioning Miss Bryant about her national crusade against gay persons when 4 self-proclaimed homosexuals from Minneapolis interrupted today's proceedings.
If we were going to go on a crusade across the nation and try to do away with the homosexuals, then we certainly would have done it on June the 8th after one of the most overwhelming victories in the country.
By the way, so there she is right on camera. They're right up close. Anita Bryant, if you don't know, she was, I think, runner-up in Miss America pageant. She became famous. She had a couple of albums. She is quite popular in movies. She was also the Florida orange juice lady. Did you know about that?
No.
Yeah. She had written a number of books and was the sort of the paragon of American purity and culture. And she was going to just stamp out homosexuality wherever it was. And she was hell-bent on this in 1977. So she's sitting there. Her husband's sitting to the right of her. And
but we didn't. We tried to avoid it and went into a place called Norfolk, Virginia, and were met with protest and all kinds of problems. And
Now here's, so the guy walks right up and right in her face, right? Mm-hmm. Her husband's sitting to the right. Hopefully you can hear it in this. So she gets hit as she then says, well, at least it's a fruit pie. Okay, here's the best part. Watch this.
Security agent. No, let him stay.
No.
Let him stay.
Let him stay. So the police are going to step in and arrest, and then her husband says,
Well, at least it's a fruit pie. Huh.
Let's pray for him right now, Anita.
so now I'm going to pray for him. So talk about an odd moment. Guy comes up, she's like, get rid of the gays, boom, smash pie in the face. Then after she gets hit, at least it's a fruit pie. Then let's pray for him right now. So he's standing there. The police have got his he's got his arms in the air like, I did it, I threw the pie in your face. Then they start praying for the guy. Did you watch them?
I did, yes.
I watched the longer version of it. So they pray for him, pray for forgiveness, and then...
Let's pray. Anita, why don't you pray?
Yeah, Anita, while you're... I'm not going to pray. Yeah. I'm not covered in pie. You have pie all over your face. Yeah. So, Anita, why don't you start us? Teeny, this is not a good thing.
Yeah, no.
It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. Somebody hit me in the face with a pie, even though it's Anita Bryant. So just calm down. All right. So she's got pie over her face, and then she's one that's supposed to pray.
That's all right.
Father, we want to thank you.
Bryant burst into tears as the pie ran down her face. A little while later, Bryant's husband found the 4 pie throwers in a parking lot talking with newsmen.
And what do you think he does? No, don't forget it. Just about half hour earlier, he said, listen, no officer, don't arrest him. Well, let's pray for him. So he goes out in the parking lot.
The 4 still had a banana cream pie with them, and despite his earlier plea for non-retaliation, Bryant's husband took it and threw it in one of the pie throwers' face. Oh. Des Moines authorities say no charges will be filed in connection with today's incident. Yeah. Dennis Wilden, News 5.
I guess you could say he got his just desserts.
Fried apple pie.
Thank you. All right.
I miss Aaron.
Bill Gates... I think he was in Belgium?
Yes.
Was he in Belgium? Yeah. So this was, Brussels. So it was 1998.
That's in Belgium.
Yeah, in Brussels, Belgium. He's February 4th, 1998. He is walking in, and there's the group called the Hit Squad. They were going around smashing pies.
Police and security guards in Belgium were caught flat-footed today by a cowardly sneak attack on one of the world's wealthiest men. The target was Microsoft.
Yeah, Dan Rather, a little bit of editorializing
come on,
here.
Dan.
Sneak attack.
The wealthiest man.
But that's okay. He is the wealthiest man. But, come on now.
Chairman Bill Gates arriving for a meeting with community leaders. Watch what happens when a team of hitmen meet.
Oh, please. Dan Rather, he's got to be ad-libbing at this point, right?
Meet him first with a pie in the face.
Bill's got the gigantic Bill Gates glasses on from the late 1990s, right?
Era.
Big nerd era, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of got this thin neck. Not much has changed. And he's walking in all nerdy and smiling to everybody.
Gates was momentarily and understandably shaken, but he was not injured. The hit squad piled on with 2 more pies before one of them was wrestled to the ground and arrested. The others, for at least the moment, got away. Gates went inside, wiped his face clean, and made no comment. He then went ahead with his scheduled meeting. No word on the motive for this attack.
Yeah, Gates got creamed. Again, if I have to point to you and slap my hands down, it really loses a lot.
Nate was distracting
Yeah,
you.
weird.
Why?
That's new.
Yeah.
For like 5 seconds. It was not that long.
The show's
Weird.
on right now. Where's my pie? There were 2 main pie throwing sort of political people. There was one guy in Europe that had a whole group, another one in America that was always out pieing everybody. My friend Milton Friedman, God, I love Milton Friedman, and they pied Milton Friedman.
No.
Yes, a whole bunch of people got pied. The part of what I found most interesting is that the pie itself, if it was not there, it would be flesh and bone upon flesh and bone, right? But when you put this sort of filter between, then there's humility, there's comedy, there is embarrassment. It brings down the rich just momentarily. Now, for Bill Gates, it actually backfired because at that point, Bill Gates, which was seen as sort of this tech nerd, heartless individual that had only his own instincts in mind, and he was taking over with computers and didn't care about people. All of a sudden, he was humanized just briefly. by having a pie in his face, because then people often either felt sorry for the person. That was the initial reaction, or at least a reaction later on. And at first they would have a feeling of, well, then you deserve it. In fact, the rule that was established early on back in 1913, 1917, all the way through pie throwing, the rule was you never throw pies at a mother. You throw the pie at the mother-in-law. You throw the pie at the bad guy, never anybody coming up, never anyone that could be considered to be weaker than the others. It was always used as a technique to take somebody down to size. Nowadays, nobody does the pie anymore. They don't take the effort to go get the pie, to bring the pie out, to actually have themselves possibly be arrested by someone or beaten up. It's all done through Twitter or X. You could just take shots at anybody you want and take everybody down. There's no more rules about you don't go after the mother, only the mother-in-law. Everybody's vulnerable. And somehow they get credit for, or aren't you clever, or aren't you somebody that deserves more followers if you go after the most vulnerable in society?
See, the thing I loved most about the Anita Bryant pie attack, I mean, he got his revenge, her husband did, and nobody got arrested. It's like, okay, look, you guys, it was a pie. We got one going this way, one going the other way. You made your point, and that's it. It's fine. Nowadays, you'd be like a domestic terrorist or something. It would be, you still get
charged with assault. Yeah. But often it's dropped because it is a pie.
I mean, it's a pie.
You don't get hurt. No. When I was coaching little 7th and 8th grade, or 7 and 8 year olds there and some Amish, one day I went out and spent $150 or $200 or it was on Boston cream pies, a whole bunch of them. And I had them on a table at the end of the end zone there. And I said I had to put a sheet over them. And I had all the guys that said, if you do a really good job at practice, which was, we sucked. But anyway, if we do a really good job, we learn this one play, we've got a special little exercise for everybody. Pick a partner. It's the end of the game. It means the end of practice. So you got a partner. You tied your ankle together with the guy, and you had to run down the end of the field. They had no idea it was on the other end of the field because there was a sheet covering the table. And Charlie, my daughter, was standing there. And I said, now, when they get all the way up to the table, pull the sheet off and just let them see it. So I stood down there. I ran beside the guys. They run on down. The first group pretty fast. They're tied together at the ankle. They get all the way there. Charlie pulls the sheet back, and they're standing there with all these pies on this table. And the one kid turns, what do we do, Coach? I said, whatever you want to do. I don't care. And the one kid picks up the pie and turns to his buddy, who they're tied off at the ankle, and his friend goes, no, I'm your partner. I'm your partner. And he goes, what does that mean? And he smashes the pie into his face. And then the big fat kid, you always get a fat kid on the team. Sure. He comes flying down, Lawson, I think his name was, and he throws himself onto the table and rolling around, and everybody picking up the pie and smashing in each other's face. It was great. That's football.
Yeah.
Bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Yeah.
Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that
John
I
McClane was
die.
asked, what does all that mean? He says, it means I never have to work again.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Question for you.
That's a joke.
You didn't really say that?
No, he said that.
Okay.
But this is a John McClane joke.
Okay.
All right, anyway. Well done there, Andrew. Thank you. You take him out with the music. Joe's got nothing really important to say. No.
Forget it. It's fine.
But
no, really, it wasn't.
I know all the words.
It was about the pie. No, you don't. You'd be singing if you did.
Now you know the rest.
Andrew's
of the
not going to
story.
test me. Here comes Nate, checking traffic. Nate Hodge.
Thanks, John. It seems like every other person today is hitting the roads or water this afternoon. It is busy, busy, busy. Let's start with the water. The Edmonds Ferry Terminal, a 2-hour wait for drivers. Kingston Terminal, 1-hour wait. Mukilteo Terminal, 3-hour wait for drivers. And the Point Defiance Terminal, a 1-hour wait. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour 15. We've got 18 to 19 miles of backups between JBLM and Olympia, starting near Thorn Lane. Westbound 16 heading out toward Gig Harbor, packed from Midspan on the Narrows Bridge up toward Willachet. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 45 minutes. Scattered slowing between Renton into Auburn and then south of State Route 18. It is heavy into Sumner. Both directions of 405, you're packed between Renton and Bellevue. Everett to Marysville just shot up to 35 minutes. All of a sudden, we are jam-packed between 526 and 528 and westbound 520 right at the Arboretum. Got a crash blocking your left general purpose lane. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the fourth highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks! They're bringing it home again!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way, it's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace! You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. I'm Tim Holt. Washington Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal joined One America, the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network, and other local groups earlier today to condemn what they say is a surge in ICE enforcement across the Puget Sound. Jayapal pointed to poor conditions and a lack of oversight at Tacoma's Northwest Detention Center, demanding health inspections, accountability for deadly shootings, and a shift in federal funding away from detention and toward communities.
These private prison operators feed detained people rotten food, deny them water and medical care, including right here in Washington at the Northwest Detention Center.
Jayapal also called for an independent investigations into ICE-related fatal shootings. An attorney representing the family of a Colombian man fatally shot by ICE agents in Maine says Johann Sebastian Guerrero was in the U.S. legally. Benjamin Gideon, speaking to ABC News, also raised questions about the government claim there is no body cam footage of the shooting near Guerrero's home.
We've seen this movie play out before. This government and DHS and their spokespeople have zero credibility.
Wildfire activity remains high across eastern Washington this afternoon. Firefighters continue working to contain several large fires in Franklin, Adams, and Columbia counties, including the Neff Jones fire north of the Tri-Cities. Hot temperatures, low humidity, and gusty winds continue to make firefighting difficult. Homeowners in predominantly Hispanic zip codes in Washington pay 18% more for insurance than those in white zip codes, about $278 a year. The Seattle Times reports it's one of the widest gaps in the country. Consumer Federation of America researchers didn't analyze the black-white gap here because the state lacks enough predominantly black zip codes. A sand dispute in Cannon Beach, Oregon isn't just one family's problem. Sand piling up on Stacy Niedermeyer's property is also burying a public beach path, spilling out of the street and clogging storm drains. She tells Fox 12 Oregon beachgoers can no longer tell where her land ends and the beach begins.
It's the beach until someone gets hurt. That's my liability. You want to gently ask them to leave, then they get upset. And after a while, it's like you can't get people off the beach.
For decades, Niedermeyer has had the sand removed, but now the state has denied her request for a permit. Oregon State Park says sand can be moved through a permit waiver if the homeowner meets requirements. WashDOT is jumping on the Jimothy bandwagon. Jimothy the raccoon now has a message for litter bugs. Trash belongs in the trash can, not in the median.
In a new litter PSA, the Washington State Department of Transportation says Jimothy wants to remind you it's a trash can, not a trash cannot. WashDOT says its crews picked up and disposed of 726 tons of trash from state highways last year. The agency says all that garbage, quote, may make Jimothy and friends rub their little paws in glee, but do you really want him crossing 4 lanes of traffic to get to it? No, end quote. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Litter removal costs the state more than $17 million a year. At 3:33, let's get a check on real-time traffic with Nate.
All right, Tim, it is a busy Friday out there. Tacoma to Olympia, our biggest slowdown. It's taking an hour and 20 minutes to make this commute. No blocking problems, but you've got 18 miles of scattered backups between JBLM and Olympia starting near Berkeley now. Seattle to Federal Way, just a half hour, and really the only thing in your way is this pretty hefty backup from 405 to South 188, where we might have a new blocking problem there. Here in Seattle, North 5, we're struggling. It's solid from North End of Boeing Field to the Ship Canal Bridge. 35 minutes to get through this. South 5, you're bumper to bumper from 130th to Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle just hit 1 hour. Southbound 99, you're bumper to bumper from Green Lake to the stadiums. Our lake bridges, though, are wide open. Everett to Marysville, 35 minutes, and it's jam-packed from 526 to 528. And now northbound 529 is bumper to bumper between Everett and Marysville. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Your Friday forecast, partly cloudy overnight with a low of 58. Morning clouds tomorrow, then afternoon sun for your Saturday. 78 for the high. 79, plenty of sunshine on Sunday. Monday, sunny and 78. Make that 87 because we could be in the upper 80s all next week. Seattle right now is 71. I'm Tim Hall, KIRO News Radio.
your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Here we go with the John Curley Show and Home Comfort Alliance when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. It's Home Comfort Alliance.com. It's Home Comfort Alliance, Bob. Roddy. Come on down. It's in Manor Range, Bob. Mucker's Casino Resort text line 1-888-973-5476. Oh, they're welcome. Good for these guys. This was not an official like Blue Angels flyover like they do at Seafair and stuff. This thing had happened in Florida, right? Florida.
It was a training flight where people were invited to it.
And it was called Breakfast with the Blues.
That's right.
And who was invited? The people sitting on the beach?
Yeah. They do it every year.
Oh, okay. So just go down the beach, and the Blue Angels are going to fly over top of you, the F-18s. Okay, good. Here's the interesting thing Joe noticed. Listen to the difference between how NBC News covers the scene, like a crime scene, and then the local affiliate. So here's what you get from, I'm going to assume it's somebody, let's think it is. Let's do some assumptions here. It's talk radio. Why not? I'm going to say a female writer. I'm going to say Columbia journalist, probably got a master's degree in journalism, probably New York, East Coast, a leady sort of, hoity-toity, doesn't like the military, doesn't like Trump. That's the media. That's redundant. So here we go.
This morning, stunning video showing a Navy jet flying extremely low over Pensacola Beach in Florida during a Blue Angels flight demonstration. Watch as the jet soars just feet over the heads of dozens of beachgoers, tents seen collapsing, umbrellas and chairs lifting off the ground, and visitors stunned.
I've been coming for 10 years, and I've never seen a pass like that in my life.
Okay, that's got to be an edit. There has to be an edit there, right?
Did you hear the scream?
Yeah. No, listen. So this woman, I'm going to finish her statement.
Seen a pass like that in my life.
And it was the greatest I've ever seen. I love it. They were so close.
John Austin Lynch was there and says the jets had been circling for nearly 2 hours up until that startling moment.
Just circling.
Yeah.
They were flying over our heads all day. And so but nothing nearly like that.
And it was so cool.
In a statement, the Blue Angels saying the aircraft was flying lower than standard profiles and that they're reviewing the incident, adding, the safety of our hometown community, spectators, and our pilots is our highest priority.
Okay, and what'd they find after their investigation?
They said no punishment, no reprimands. It was awesome. This is the sound of freedom.
They're all on the beach there in Florida. Everybody's got their umbrellas and their beach towels out there, and they're waiting. So here comes the local ABC affiliate. Here's how they covered it.
Coffee, breakfast, and a beach chair were all people needed Wednesday morning as they kicked.
Oh, my God. That's a reporter? I thought that was just like somebody on the street. Whoa, listen to that. This is, what size market is this?
Pensacola,
150?
200s.
Ooh, wow.
Coffee, breakfast, and a beach chair were all people needed Wednesday morning as they kicked off the festivities with Breakfast with the Blues.
Yeah, I've been coming for 10 years, and I've...
Wait a minute. That sounds like her sister she's interviewing, doesn't it?
That's the same girl from the other clip.
Oh.
Off the festivities with Breakfast with the Blues.
Yeah, I've been coming for 10 years, and I've never seen a pass like that in my life.
One low pass was all it took to send umbrellas and tents flying.
I'm going to remember that for probably the rest of my life.
This happening during Breakfast with the Blues, an annual tradition to eat breakfast on the beach and watch the Blue Angels map out Saturday's air show.
Today is my birthday, and every so often the Blue Angels strike it right. I've never seen it like this. I mean, this is over and above.
Oh, we've seen umbrellas fly, like he said. We've seen the planes come very close to the ground and really loud.
Before sunrise, people were already filling the sand to watch the Blues.
It's always the best, but this year I have to say it's way more crowded than it's ever been, but it's worth every second.
Whether they came for the tradition or for the thrill, fans say Breakfast with the Blues was the perfect way to kick off the excitement leading up to the Pensacola Beach Air Show.
There you go.
They loved it.
How high was that jet, that wing above them? It's like 50, 60 feet?
No.
Yeah, something like that. It wasn't feet. I mean, the AB National report makes it sound like they almost clipped somebody.
No, but they were close.
Yeah, no, it was low. But if you're there, I mean, probably what you're hoping for.
That's what you want. Yeah. I mean, you go to that thing. It's not like you want. What's more fun? A mile up? You tell me when it gets more fun. A mile, a half a mile, 400 yards, 200 yards, 100 yards, 80. You want to get as close to that thing as possible. I mean, you don't want the umbrella to fly up and hit you in the eye. No. You don't want that, right? But you want that thing. You want to feel it. That's great.
And they felt it. And some umbrellas did go flying.
Good. That's good.
As far as I know, nobody got hurt.
And no one's in trouble. By the way, the Blues are coming back again for Seafair. I don't know if they're going to be doing there's going to be a protest. Was it last year, the protest, or 2 years ago, the protest?
I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. I think somebody took out a billboard, and then they, banned the Blues. And then they talked about the fact that it uses up all this oil, and people are dying, and, don't waste the money. It doesn't really affect anybody. It's used as a recruiting tool, but they don't really recruit. It doesn't matter. It's just part of it. And without it, a couple of years ago, they didn't have
too loud, war trauma, pollution. That was the billboard.
Right. But I guess it's okay in the state of Washington for us to make fun of a crippled raccoon.
Yeah.
No one talks about that. Let's take a raccoon that is obviously, handicapable, or whatever the term you're supposed to use. The thing's all messed up genetically. Oh, but let's make Jiminy. By the way, did Jiminy consent? Jimothy, did he consent or she consent to being used this way as a prop? No, nobody's representing Jiminy.
Jimothy.
Whatever thing.
Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, but because it's all messed up, and I mean that in the nicest way. It's like, let's make the Jiminy the spokesperson for garbage.
Yeah.
What?
Was it the Washington State Patrol? Who was that?
It's WSDOT did that.
Yeah, WSDOT.
Yeah, they take a crippled raccoon that's in obvious pain, and then just let's exploit him. Don't say yeah. Okay.
I don't think he's in pain.
Blues come back again. I guess Seafair is going to be, what is it, the first weekend in August?
Captain Trident.
I know. I think that's why I can't attend the thing. I'm out of town. But I think is it the first weekend in August?
I think so.
What do you mean you think? You're sitting in front of a computer. Andrew actually went to find it.
I didn't know you were going to ask me.
Do they still fly local, weather people and TV people with them? They used to do that all the time.
Yeah, of course.
I got a chance to do that, and I bet Jackie from Jackie and Bender that I could outlast her, and she stayed in the thing the whole time, the seat the whole way, and I gave up like a baby. What? I just caved like a
How long did you
messed up jibbity. Huh?
Jimothy.
Whatever. Yeah, I got out of that seat like that twisted up raccoon. Oh. I quit after I think the fifth maneuver. I forget what it was. I just didn't want to throw up. I like that Seinfeld episode. I've been on a long streak without vomiting, and I thought, and I also felt bad for the guy. You throw up in that thing with all
disgusting.
Who has to clean it up? I'm a man of the people. I said, Captain Anderson, that was his name, Captain Anderson. I said, please put me on the ground. I'm done. He's like, Miss Curley, you're doing great. You're doing great. I said, not doing great. Don't want to throw up. No, you're doing great. Just stay with us. We got 3 more to go. Here we go. I said, nope. Captain Anderson, can you hear me? Hello. I don't want to throw up. I want to be on the ground. Miss Curley, you're doing great. We got 2 more to go. Here we go. I said, no. I'm a taxpayer. I want to be on the ground right now. I am a taxpayer. Miss Curley, I'm a taxpayer too. I said, I pay a lot more taxes than you do, Anderson. Get me on the ground now. That was it. And he turned around and said nothing to me the rest of the time.
He lost all respect. By the way, Friday, July 31st.
There we are. Good. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate on. Seattle Sports with the update. Federal Way to Tacoma, plan on 25 minutes. You're crowded from South 320th all the way to the Tacoma Dome. And then if you're continuing into Olympia, Tacoma to Olympia, another hour, 20 minutes. South Center, North 405, we've got stop-and-go volumes from I-5 up to the VMAX. South Center to Bellevue, 35 minutes. Coming the other way, Bellevue to South Center, also at 35 minutes. And it's packed from 520 to Cold Creek Parkway. Here in Seattle, North 5, bumper to bumper, almost at mid-Boeing Field now to the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on 35 to 40 minutes just to get through downtown. South 5 is bumper to bumper from 130th to I-90. It's 1 hour from Linwood to Seattle. Southbound 99, a great alternate, but it is bumper to bumper from Green Lake to the stadiums. Bellevue to Linwood, a half hour. Seattle to Linwood at 45 minutes. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver with these little tiny tidbits of hope.
I've gotten my hopes up high with this whole Sonics thing, and I just can't do it anymore. You're not going to go out on a date with me. I've been asking. You won't even say yes or no. Mm-hmm. We can't keep doing this.
So non-committal. Kind of like those people who get into these thruples and then say they're not in a relationship.
Oh, boy.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandswimspasale.com.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Som Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
The Mariners are lighting up the sky all summer long with fireworks nights thanks to T-Mobile. Next up is the 50 season celebration show on July 31st after the team takes on the Minnesota Twins. Get your tickets and check out the complete lineup at mariners.com/fireworks.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Jazz Alley invites you to experience the soulful sounds of South Africa's own Jonathan Butler, a trailblazing voice in jazz, R&B, and soul. July 16th through the 19th. Tickets at jazzalley.com. Next up, Avery Sunshine.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. If your air conditioner is barely hanging on, CM Heating has one of the best offers I've heard this summer. Right now, you can get any size high-efficiency AC system for just $179.99 a month with zero upfront costs. And here's the game changer. CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program includes lifetime repairs, annual maintenance, and even filters at no additional charge ever. Go to cmheating.com and schedule your free estimate online today.
License number CMHEAHL 751LW.
All right, imagine that there is a natural disaster and it's happening at night, and recovery for how are you going to find everything? They got to get the trucks in there, light up everything, but you still can't quite see where somebody might be trapped or where there might be additional danger. So the best thing you could do is take the sun, wherever it is, and direct it right down into that spot. You could light up all of Manhattan for $333 for 1 minute. Yeah. What are you looking at me like I got two heads?
I think it's more expensive than that. Well, maybe no. I think.
Oh, okay.
No, you're right.
Oh, thank you. The FCC has now approved the launch of a satellite from a startup company that will deliver sunlight on demand.
We are working on delivering sunlight on demand with space technology.
That's CEO Ben Nowak, who wants the FCC to let his company launch its first prototype satellite as soon as this summer.
Our first satellites will be able to deliver a full moon of brightness for about 5 minutes. That's demonstrating the technology so we can learn about it and then build a constellation out after that.
He has high hopes for that future fleet to help with things like nighttime emergency rescues, and eventually to turn a profit, charge $5,000 an hour to get a single mirror fanned out and pointed at the customer's target.
We'll also be able to, light up farms, grow plants, light up solar farms, produce clean electricity.
But launching the space mirrors is igniting plenty of controversy.
Listen, we don't want a private company or private individual deciding whether we're going to obliterate nighttime in my backyard.
Dark Sky, one of the world's leading advocates for protecting natural darkness, says light pollution would degrade the environment, interfere with space research, escalate the dangers of space junk, and disrupt the circadian rhythm of all living things on Earth.
Yeah.
The FCC's policy says anything in space is extraterritorial and not in the jurisdiction of the United States.
It's absolutely not our intention to harm the Earth.
Isn't that an interesting twist, right? They can't regulate when you get up there.
No.
But they can regulate before you leave.
Harm animals, affect things negatively. Most of the time, the satellite will be reflecting sunlight away from the Earth. Somebody requests light. We then point the light at them purposefully. The precision of the spot and the ability to turn it off are key to that.
Still, these latest mirrors are shining a light on the bigger space debate.
You buy it for 4 minutes at a time. It lights up a 3-mile spot. And they're like, oh, we won't be, most of the time we won't have it on. Yeah. So if you get 1,000 people that request a thing at $5,000 an hour, I'm sure the price goes up and they're like, oh, I'm sorry. We've already put enough light down there. We take one customer a day. No way.
What if you just
but they're going to be like, they can hit solar panels with it.
Prank somebody. I mean,
yeah,
$5,000.
Hey, it's your birthday. Come on out. Light stuff up.
Yeah.
So they've now approved the launch of the satellite.
Yes, they've approved the launch. So I guess they can only do a 5-minute test at this point.
But once they're up there. But what about the poor animals? What about Jibbity or whatever his name
Jimothy.
is?
What if it gets hacked? What if China gets it?
What about Jibbity?
Jimothy.
Here comes Here comes Nate checking traffic.
It's a rough Friday from the highways to the waterways. In fact, we've got big delays on a handful of ferry terminals, so be sure to check your route before you head out. Everett to Marysville, a half-hour commute right now. It is thick from 526 to 529. Just volume here. And northbound 529 is also bumper-to-bumper between Everett and Marysville. Seattle to Everett, plan on an hour stop and go between Northgate and Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, about the same at 55 minutes. It's heavy from Factoria through Kirkland. And then once you get up to about 85th there, 124th area, it's going to clear out pretty quickly for you. South 405 slows from Alderwood into Bothell. North 5 into Seattle, solid from the north end of Boeing Field to the Ship Canal. And South 5 solid from 130th to I-90. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the fourth highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks! They're bringing it home again!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
On BritBox, there is a place where stories twist like cobblestone roads, grand manners hide secrets, and stakes are higher than seaside cliffs. Find places worth getting lost in on BritBox. Watch new series like The Other Bennett Sister from the world of Jane Austen and A Woman of Substance starring Golden Globe winner Brenda Blethyn. If you want to get away, you're in the right place. Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Free trial at BritBox.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. Another 59 fires broke out today in Canada for a total of 888. Toronto's premier appealing for the U.S. to help as President Trump threatens Canada with sanctions for, quote, not maintaining their forests. ABC meteorologist Leslie Lopez sees relief from the worst of the wildfire smoke this weekend, but not for everyone.
We still have smoke moving into areas of Wisconsin, Michigan. We're looking at hazardous air quality in these areas. That hazardous air quality is moving into Pennsylvania. We have that through New York and then moving down into areas closer towards North Carolina as well.
Michigan still has it the worst from parasitic infections linked to lettuce. Another 700 cases just since yesterday. The CDC says it is okay to eat bagged lettuce because it's not part of the bad batch. For a seventh straight day, the U.S. military is hitting Iran by air, including targets in the Strait. Brent crude over $88 a barrel today. This is ABC News. An accomplished actress best known for her role in a Christmas classic has died.
Brenda Fricker appeared in more than 90 films and television shows over a 60-year career that included an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her role in My Left Foot. She was the first Irish actress to win an Oscar, but she was probably best known in this country for her role as the Pigeon Lady.
It's Christmas Eve. Good deeds count for extra tonight. They do? Of course they do.
Her role alongside Macaulay Culkin in the Christmas classic Home Alone 2. Brenda Fricker was 81. Ireland's deputy prime minister said the country's lost a national treasure. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott says more than 2 feet of rain means rivers are still rising.
You got the Nueces River, the Sabinal River, the Frio River, Leona River. I would say, as of right now, of those four, the one river that remains the greatest danger to this community is the Nueces River.
Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
At 4:02, Boeing gets a major vote of confidence from the FAA starting next week. More on that story coming up. But first, here's Nate Connors with real-time traffic.
Oh, man, it's so busy out there today, Tim. One of the busiest Fridays I've seen in a long time. We've got a couple problems along State Route 203. Let's start you in Falls City, where both directions are blocked right now near milepost 2 from a very recent collision. No estimation when this is going to reopen. And then further up north in Carnation, roadwork has northbound 203 sitting at about a mile, bumper-to-bumper backup approaching Tolt Hill Road, and then Tolt Hill Road is backed up as well heading eastbound. Everett to Marysville is going to take you a half hour. It is packed from 526 to 529. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both taking you 1 hour. Now South 5 heading into Seattle, bumper to bumper from Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle is a 1 hour drive. Southbound 99 a good alternate, but it's packed from Green Lake to the stadiums. North 5 solid from about mid-Boeing Field now to Ship Canal Bridge. 40 minutes to get through this. And Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 20 minutes. You've got 18 to 19 miles of backups between JBLM and Olympia. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
It's 4:03. Good afternoon. I'm Tim Hole. Here's what's happening. Boeing will be allowed to take responsibility for certifying all of its 737 MAX and 787 planes starting next week. The FAA announcing today that Boeing's final safety checks on its planes are good enough to ensure they're airworthy.
Since last September, Boeing and the agency had been taking weekly turns performing the safety checks that are required before aircraft are cleared for delivery and declared safe to fly. Federal regulators took over full control of 737 MAX approvals in 2019 after the second of 2 crashes that were later blamed on a new software system Boeing developed for the aircraft. The FAA ended the company's right to self-certify 787 Dreamliners 4 years ago, citing ongoing production quality issues. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Just minor injuries to the pilot in a small plane crash in Covington. It happened just after 11 this morning at Crest Airfield on 179th Place Southeast. No word yet exactly what happened. A photo from first responders shows a red and black single-engine airplane on its top in the grass. Don't say we didn't warn you. Multiple highway projects will be getting around Seattle more difficult this weekend.
We want to get the word out about it so people can kind of plan ahead, plan some extra minutes to be able to get through this.
WashDOT tells KIRO 7 the biggest traffic headache is the full closure of Montlake Boulevard through early Monday, along with several nearby SR 520 ramps. Drivers will also face overnight eastbound I-90 closure tonight and a major lane reduction on westbound I-90 near Issaquah all weekend. The Longview Kelso community and co-workers are still mourning the 11 lives lost in the deadly Nippon Dinoware packaging plant explosion. Now KIRO Radio's Luke Ducey reports employees impacted by the disaster are getting some financial relief as recovery efforts continue.
Nippon Dinowave Packaging says it will continue paying employees not able to go back to work while repairs continue through October 11th, extending the previous August deadline by 2 months. Union spokesperson John Estes says friends and family still mourn the loss of those workers who died.
There's immense and incredible loss. The community continues to rally around the families and those impacted by the tragedy.
Cleanup efforts are moving at a careful pace, with officials saying every step toward restarting the facility must be done safely and thoroughly. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The Mariners return to action tonight at home against the San Francisco Giants. That means just a half season remains for announcer Rick Riz, who tells Seattle's Morning News retirement is starting to feel real.
I've cut way back on the road trips. My next trip isn't until September, so I'm starting to feel like what retirement is going to be like, and I'm liking the time off and, having time with my grandkids.
Riz's final season will be his 41st with the Mariners. Catch the Mariners and Giants tonight on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports, pregame 6 o'clock. First pitch 7:10. New this afternoon, Julio Rodriguez will not be in the lineup as he continues to recover from a concussion. At 4:06, your Friday forecast, partly cloudy overnight, 58 for the low. Morning clouds Saturday, then afternoon sunshine and 78. Sunny and 79 Sunday. We're into the 80s all next week. Right now in Seattle, 72 degrees. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I learned that in jail.
Yeah, good. A lot of lessons there for you, Joe. All right, here we go. Oh, we got the Mayor of Federal Way coming on. Hang on, everybody. Get ready. Diving in the news. Marco Casino Resort text line is working. 1-888-973-5476. You see the King 5 story?
For 17 years, Caval Gill has seen the good and the bad of Federal Way through the dining room of the East India Grill.
Out of control. One time my windows was shot, bullet go through. It was that bad.
In 2019, his windows were shot out as the city grappled with low police staffing and a nationwide rise in crime during the pandemic. Today, Mayor Jim Farrell says the city has reversed a years-long trend.
Year to year, we've had double-digit reductions in overall crime, and especially quality of life crimes.
City officials say the city's multi-year double-digit decline in crime marks the biggest public safety turnaround in Federal Way history.
I believe it. It's now I feel more peaceful now here.
Good job, Mayor. How are you doing? Jim? Uh-oh. Can we hear him? Hold on. Don't say anything really profound yet. We will make sure we can hear you okay. Is the mayor there? Can we connect to Mayor Jim? Is he there?
Right here.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay, good. Let's start right out with the first question. You ready? I saw you with Lars Larson. You running for governor?
No. He asked me the question, and I said something about, I'd have to work on getting permission from home. But
yeah, okay. Nice dodge there, Jim. Nice dodge. I got to tell you that it just seemed to me, because Federal Way was really in trouble with the crime. You guys were not at the top of the charts, but you certainly, it was quite a competitive race to become one of the most dangerous places to be. You threw a hell of a lot of money at this, Jim.
Yeah, we did. We went, when I first became mayor, we had about 124 officers, and now we're at about 154. We've added just about 30 police officers, extra patrols, really making sure we cover up graffiti within 24 hours anywhere in the city. We don't allow homeless encampments. They're not legal, either on sidewalks or parks. They're not legal. So if you're on private property, you're trespassing. If you're on public property, you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
So, and then we actually then put extra patrols on top of regular patrols, what we call SOU, Special Operations Unit. And we've been really working crime down for quite some time.
I know that he gets a bad rap now, Rudy Giuliani, but in the early 90s in New York City, you seem to be taking a page from him, which was if there was graffiti on a subway car, they took the car off the line immediately and cleaned it. And they also did spot policing. Now, of course, they used to do stop and frisk on the street, got them in a lot of trouble. But they would go to where the areas were most profound, where most victims were running into somebody who wanted to hit them over the head or steal or stab them. And they would just concentrate in those areas. It seems you're doing the same sort of thing without the stop and frisk.
Precisely the exact same thing. Where we had issues on Pacific Highway, we put extra patrols. We made sure that, whether were the motels that were, being used for all kinds of illicit purposes, we cracked down on those, shut them down when necessary. And also, one of the things I do, John, is every Monday morning, I get a picture of any graffiti that we have found throughout the city. And by the time I see it, that graffiti's gone.
What?
There is no graffiti in Federal Way. And I was knocking on someone's door a year ago, and the guy was talking about graffiti, and I said, whatever his name was, I said, if you could show me anywhere in the city of Federal Way where there's graffiti, I'll buy you lunch. And I said, I stand in his garage with him, and he never called. And so, yeah, we cover it up. I'll put out the challenge. If anybody can find graffiti in Federal Way, I'll buy them lunch.
Jim,
and then we'll
come
cover
on.
it together.
Someone's going down there with a can of spray paint and an empty stomach. So explain the theory for people that don't understand the broken window theory, which is what you seem to be ascribed to.
Well, because it's an invitation. What it sends a message that you've given up on that particular area, and it sends a message to other folks that want to do bad things. But I got to tell you, all of this, graffiti is just a piece of this. The personnel is a piece of this. But what really started, as you know, the 80% decline in car theft over the 3 years was because of the reinstatement of the police pursuit law, which killed us as a state, as a community. Oh. And so over the course of 3 years, it's dropped 80% in Federal Way.
What do you say when people say, because I hear it all the time in Seattle, well, you can't arrest your way out of it?
Well, that's interesting you say that, John. We don't really, we have not arrested our way out of it. We just let people know you can't be here. And I would say that the city of Federal Way has not arrested our way out of the homeless issue. Mm-hmm. But there are certain places you're just not allowed to be. People can't pack up in other people's front yard, and they certainly can't do it in the people's front yard, which is your city parks. It's not lawful and it's not tolerated. And I think that's really the culture in the region over the past few decades, especially in the last decade, has been to tolerate this, and we just don't do that.
Did you get a lot of flack for that? I mean, Burien, we see the battles in various cities where people think, it's not fair, and you're sweeping them along, and they have a right to be there. You must have had a fairly strong council and not a lot of pushback from citizens.
None. In fact, when we probably cleaned up, I'd say it took us a few years. We got to 300 plus homeless encampments, and we heard not one pushback. People were very appreciative of it. What was happening in Federal Way was, and it was very invisible in large part, people were going into the wooded areas. And that's actually what was really happening. And myself and the chief and a deputy chief back in 2019, went into this wooded area, and there were 6-7 acres of just absolutely spoiled areas. And we had to, really get out there and clean it all up. And if it's not on our property, then we tell the other folks that own that property they have to clean it up.
Yeah. I was looking at your numbers. Well, first of all, I commend you on a number of things. Good job on the DEI thing. For anybody who doesn't know what happened, there was pressure for Federal Way to hire a DEI person, have that person come in, be part of the staff. I think you'd have to pay for them. You looked at the numbers. You thought, you know what? We can have our human resources department do that instead. You took a couple of shots on that one, but you stayed strong. Was the council also with you beside that one, Mayor? Did they also say we don't need this additional cost on top of our budget?
They were. Yeah, absolutely. And we practice really sound HR policies. And, we had a consultant and just to make sure we're doing everything right. But, after we had gone through a couple of DI folks, just in regard to the position itself and all the things that we're going to do, we thought we could probably do with a consultant just to make sure we're doing everything right. And then we just didn't need to do a full-time person. And there's consensus on the council. It's not necessary.
Yeah. How do you sleep at night, Jim, knowing that the budget monster is right around the corner? You know the numbers, but for those people that don't. So if the money in, money out, so 2026, you're going to spend $66 million. You're going to bring in, these are estimates, $62 million. You're going to pull from reserves. Then the problem continues in 2027. 61. You're going to expend $67 million. You're going to bring in $61 million. Whoo boy! And then I ran the numbers. Federal Way, unless something changes by 2028, is insolvent.
No.
I got it written down, Jim. It's right here.
Well, what I'll say is one of the things we've been doing. I don't know if your sheet shows this, but
right.
One of the things we do is we have probably well over $100 million in our accounts at any particular time.
Yeah.
And one of the things we're doing is investing in treasury notes to where we get in the biennial budget. We have a 2-year budget.
Yeah.
$3.8 million per year.
I saw that.
That fills gaps and to the point of $7.6 million. Now, right now we're looking, I think, at probably about to finish this year, the second part of the last part of the budget.
Mm-hmm.
We have about $1 million. We've got to work our way through. But since I've been mayor, we have never laid off one person, not one.
What's your staff? What's your staff? How many people you got?
We've got well over about 500 people.
500. And how many? What's the population?
103,000 people.
Okay. All right. I guess so. The money out there, and this is because I looked to see you guys are 48 to 50% of your budget. I'm not beating you up on this. I just think it's interesting to see how you make the numbers work. 48 to 50% of your budget goes towards police, right?
That's
and
right.
Towards the jail. You increase the staff there because you basically said, listen, our primary job is we have to make sure that people are safe. Like that King 5 story about the guy that's got an Indian restaurant. Nobody wants to shop. No one want to live there. No one want to spend money there. And so much of your money comes from sales tax. We got to make sure that somebody can walk down the street without fear of being, arrested. I mean, not arrested. That's Seattle.
Right.
Walk down the street without fear of being shot or something. So once you bring safety to the community, then you can build on the rest of it. So I get that you have to spend that money.
Yeah. Well, it's money well spent. In fact, actually, one of the other numbers, one of the things that was happening with this anti-pursuit law is robberies shot through the ceiling as well. And over the course of 3 years, robberies in Federal Way have dropped 71%. And burglaries, if you combine residential and commercial, they dropped 60% in 3 years. What I'll say about the budget is actually, I think that all of our reserve funds are fully stocked. We're not really planning on, raiding reserves. We'll be able to maneuver, in the budget that we have, and over the course of 2 years, it's like a $300 million budget. We'll be able to move things around to where there will not be any significant cuts.
Okay.
We live within our means, and we spend our money frugally.
All right. So, Mr. Mayor, I'm going to give you a suggestion here. You ready? Hang on.
Yeah.
2 words. Data center. Come on, Jim. Come on. Why you guys threw a moratorium out? So I'll give you Loudoun County, Virginia. Loudoun County, Virginia is making so much money with the data centers there that they have a surplus. They have cut people's taxes. They're going to have continuing to have income come in. They're now going to be able to get so much more cash that comes in because they got to replace all this stuff. Loudoun County is swimming in dollars. I know that you guys 7-0 on a vote to not have. We're to put a moratorium for 12 months on no data centers. So what have you heard from the public, both pro and con, on that?
Well, I can tell you that, we're all very concerned about the closure of the historic Wild Waves property. And everybody loves Wild Waves, and we raised our family, going there. I think, we've heard universally, nearly unanimously, negative things about data centers. Here, the thing about data centers, number one, I think it's a jump ball whether actually the local infrastructure would even support one. and whether there's actually some ambiguity in our code, whether it would be allowed. But we, as city leaders, we can't be living in a land of ambiguity.
Yeah.
We need to we've got to have surety. And I think that what we really want to do is make sure the word data center doesn't appear in our city code. So if we're ever going to have allowed uses, we need to make sure that we fully understand what are the consequences of having it here, and what are the trade-offs. And that's why we wanted to make sure before anybody files a permit, as you know from your experience on the city council, once a permit is filed, then you're in a different realm, and we don't want to be in our back on our heels, having to backpedal once something gets filed.
So just to give you the number again, Loudoun County, $1.2 billion in taxes they've been able to bring on there. I used to live in Loudoun County, so I know that area. There were a lot of farmland and stuff. Plus, they're also very close they already have the structure in place, the infrastructure. They got the high power lines going right on through. You guys would have to work on that. But for a city like Federal Way, you now have the security that people demanded and paid for. That's in place. Your numbers are coming down on crime. That's terrific. You're keeping the homeless out. You're sending them to other cities, by the way. Seattle appreciates that you're exporting those people. So the next thing is to make sure that the numbers keep coming in, because you look at your sales tax, you look at your property tax, which has declined as well. You and a lot of other cities. Did you see about Medina, Jim? Also struggling, Sammamish struggling for their budgets as well, and you're not going to lay anybody off.
No, we don't want to, unless we have to, because these are people's jobs. But I'll tell you, one of the key indicators, John, is that when you go out to a restaurant, you can really see the impact where there are a lot of people and a lot of businesses struggling, and so we've got to be very mindful of the people that we work for.
Yeah.
And so we look very carefully at our numbers, and we're very careful about those kinds of things. And so it's tough all around for a lot of people, and we're mindful of that.
Yeah.
So we'll go through. We'll have the rest of the year. We'll be in a budget process. We've got a great council, and we'll be making sure that we live within our means, like everybody else has to.
Right. So not if you're the folks in Olympia. When do you make the decision that you're going to run for governor? Stop, Jim. Stop laughing it off. Do you know how many times, Joe, who keeps texting us? Who keeps telling us?
I'm gonna keep that close.
All right, well, okay. I'm gonna say this, Mr. Mayor. You've got a huge fan that sends us emails all the time, and this individual's like, Jim Farrell's going to be the next governor of Washington. This guy has got it going on. He's got the support. We have to clear up that constant cough he has during your interviews. But other than that,
he's got plenty of people on the text line, though. Robert in 206 says, "Let me know when he's running. I'll write him a check right now."
No, we're not gonna, I'm just joshing around with you. You've got enough work there in Federal Way, but we do want to take this time just to congratulate you for being able to, stand up against the people that said, "Oh, this is terrible that you're doing all." You said, "Listen, number one, the police are going to be there. They're going to do their jobs. They're going to be respectful of the people. They're going to make sure that no one's civil rights are violated. But we want to make sure that you can walk down the street, you can open a business, you don't have to worry about your car being stolen. You're not going to get carjacked. You're going to be able to live a good life here in Federal Way." So good for you. Thanks a lot, Jim, for all your hard work. Have a good weekend.
Thanks, Sean.
All right. There he goes. Out the door. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nate.
All right. This one brought to you by D.R. Horton. Everett to Marysville. Plan on a half hour. Nothing's changed here in the past hour. Still heavy between 526 and 529. And northbound 529, bumper to bumper between Everett and Marysville. Seattle to Everett, Bellevue to Everett are both pushing 1 hour. I-5 is, once you get past the Ship Canal Bridge, that is, and once you do, it's heavy between Northgate and Mill Creek. 405, heavy starting at I-90 through Kirkland. Then you're going to clear out all the way until you get into Alderwood. South 5, you're bumper to bumper from Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle has gone up to an hour, 5-minute commute. North 5 is solid now from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Still 35 minutes to get through this. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour 20. You've got 18 miles of backups between JBLM and Olympia. And in Falls City, we cleared that collision near milepost 2 on State Route 203. All lanes are back open. And then, let's see, up in Carnation, both directions of 203 remain heavy south of Tolt Hill Road for road work. This has eastbound Tolt Hill Road packed from the Snoqualmie River Bridge over to 203. The D.R. Horton National Red Tag Sales event is going on now through August 2nd. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nathan. Parts of the house aren't functioning, like, for instance, the garage. Well, the garage, all that has to do is just hold a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, but where's it holding all the stuff? On the floor? In the corners, in some lousy shelf you put up that you bought at Home Depot? Wouldn't it be nice? Imagine this for a moment. You drive in to the garage, the door opens up, and you can park in there. And in front of you is a wall of cabinets, beautiful cabinets that match the interior. Maybe they match the floor, whatever else it is, but it's customized for you. That's what we've got now at the barn in Cleellum. And then you walk into the door, and then the closet that's right or left, you can find everything in there. And the same thing with upstairs, maybe in the bathroom, rather than having stuff that's on the floor or behind the toilet or underneath something else. Everything is tucked away, beautifully designed just for you. That's what Closets by Design does. They've been in the business for 22 years. It's a family-run business. They try to source all the materials right here in the Pacific Northwest, and they truly customize for you. You don't have big customized price, 40% off plus 15% off. This is the best way to go. It's Closets by Design, 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver with these little tiny tidbits of hope.
I've gotten my hopes up high with this whole Sonics thing, and I just can't do it anymore. You're not going to go out on a date with me. I've been asking. You won't even say yes or no. Mm-hmm. We can't keep doing this.
So non-committal. Kind of like those people who get into these thruples and then say they're not in a relationship.
Oh, boy.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
Progressive knows you could have easily taken the freeway, but you took the scenic route to see a waterfall and an oddly busy boiled peanut stand. Discovering the unexpected is exactly why you bought an RV, so protect it with a bundle from Progressive. Because although you may be 3 hours behind schedule, you're 6 jars of jam richer and possibly enrolled in a butter-churning workshop. Switch to Progressive and protect your RV, boat, or motorcycle by bundling with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word. It was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But aging has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why there's Longevity Medical Clinic. John Curley here. My best move was becoming a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic years ago, and second best move, getting my wife, Nicole, to join me this year. Stop guessing and start working with a doctor who knows your goals and get personalized care designed around you, not the average patient. Discover what's holding you back and what can help you thrive with longevity. Aging is natural, but some of the effects are undesirable, and you don't want to have to just accept it. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Get real answers about your health and get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spellbook.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Hi, how can I help?
Well, my husband and I feel like we've outgrown our current money manager.
I see.
Our lives have changed, and we need something more than just mutual funds to help us in retirement.
She's right.
I hear that often. At Fisher Investments, we'd start by getting to know you, your finances, family, health, lifestyle. We tailor a portfolio around your goals and needs.
Sounds good.
Can you help with estate planning?
Yes. We have a team of specialists who can help you with estate planning, Social Security, investment income, and more. We'll get to know your whole financial picture and help keep you on the path to a comfortable retirement.
And your fees?
We have a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
I feel better already.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves a risk of loss.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
4:30 on a Friday afternoon. I'm Tim Hole. Here's what's happening. Wildfire smoke is now choking the air in eastern Washington. Air quality in Spokane has reached the unhealthy category as smoke from multiple wildfires has settled over the area. Health officials urge everyone to stay indoors when possible, avoid strenuous outdoor activity, and use air filtration if available. A lightning strike sparked a house fire in Spokane Valley earlier today. Man who lives in the home says he saw a bright flash and heard the loud boom, but didn't realize his home was on fire until the neighbors banged on the door. Nobody hurt. Also in eastern Washington, firefighters making progress, but several wildfires are still burning. Crews remain on the lines near Colotus, north of the Tri-Cities, Othello, and in Columbia County as hot, dry weather keeps the risk of new fires high. The Tukwila Police Department says a 70-year-old man is recovering after a random, unprovoked assault at a local business.
When officers arrived, they found the victim with serious head and facial injuries after he was struck from behind and knocked to the ground. The attacker fled in a vehicle, but Tukwila PD Special Emphasis Unit detectives tracked the 43-year-old Seattle man to a SeaTac rental car facility. They arrested him without incident and recovered a knife. He's now booked into the King County Jail on suspicion of assault. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
65-year-old man suffered arm and head injuries this week when he was allegedly beaten by a grocery store worker in Olympia. According to court documents obtained by the Olympian, a 47-year-old man hit the victim with a 3-foot-long piece of wood with nails in it. The suspect reportedly hit some of the man's belongings with his scooter and an argument broke out. Suspect arrested for investigation of assault shortly after the incident Wednesday night. Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal joined One America, the Washington Immigrant Solidarity Network, and other local groups to condemn a surge of ICE enforcement across the Puget Sound. Jayapal pointing to poor conditions and lack of oversight at Tacoma's Northwest Detention Center, demanding health inspections, accountability for deadly shootings, and a shift in federal funding away from detention and toward communities.
These private prison operators feed detained people rotten food, deny them water and medical care, including right here in Washington at the Northwest Detention Center.
Jayapal also calling for an independent investigations into ICE-related fatal shootings. If you're heading to the Mariners game tonight, you will have a chance to see a powerful piece of American history at T-Mobile Park. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation will have on display a steel and concrete beam pulled from the rubble of the World Trade Center Tower 2. It's part of the Steel Across America tour, marking 25 years since 9/11. It will be at the ballpark before the game, and a presentation is expected during the game. Here's a tip. If you see it, look for the Pepsi can. You can also see the beam at mynorthwest.com. A Cannon Beach, Oregon family says 10 feet of sand has buried their beachfront cabin seawall, deck, and staircase, and the state of Oregon has denied their permit to remove it, as they've done for decades. Stacy Niedermeyer tells Fox 12 Oregon this is the fight of their lives.
It's a lot of legal fees that I don't even feel like I should be having to pay to save my property, because that's all I'm trying to do.
A judge has sided with Oregon Parks, and the family says it plans to appeal. Oregon Park says the sand can be moved through a permit waiver if the homeowner meets city requirements. 4:33 now on KIRO News Radio. Let's go to the real-time traffic desk with Nate.
All right, thanks, Tim. It is a busy commute. Everett to Marysville, plan on a half hour. It's packed from 526 to 529, just volume here. South 5 heading into Seattle. We're bumper to bumper from Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, an hour and 5 minutes. You probably want to head over to 99 and get through most of this. But I'll tell you, 99 is packed from the zoo all the way to the stadiums. North Southbound 99 slows from the stadiums up to South Lake Union. Northbound I-5 solid from the Michigan curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. About 35 minutes to get you through this. Crossing the lake from Bellevue into Seattle, 20 minutes on 520. You're looking good. You're going to jam up at the Arboretum there in Montlake. 35 minutes on I-90, and it's heavy from Island Crest Way to I-5. Renton to Puyallup, southbound on 167, a 35-minute commute. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Partly cloudy overnight tonight, low 58. Morning clouds, afternoon sun for your Saturday, and 78. Lots of sunshine, 79 on Sunday. We'll be into the mid to upper 80s on Monday, probably through the rest of next week. Right now, it's 72 in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Start your day with solutions, not problems. KIRO 7 pinpoint weather and real-time traffic every 10 minutes. From storms to backups, whatever you run into, you'll be prepared. Stay up to the minute every 10 minutes. KIRO 7 pinpoint weather and real-time traffic only on KIRO 7 News in the Morning.
Yeah. What you say, girl? He's got a car problem. Come over to your house. Get that car. Take the car to Buc-ee's. You'll like me better than your old boyfriend. When I take your car to Buc-ee's. That's not a place you take your car, that's just a double entendre. I'll take your car to Buc-ee's. Give you an oil change. Not talking about a real car. Oh, baby, take that car to Buc-ee's. Lower the lights and put on sexy music. And we'll take that car to Buc-ee's. You got it. Yeah, let's take the car to Buc-ee's. Curly and Joe bringing you number 1 in the charts right now. Up from number 3. Take the car to Buc-ee's here on KIRO Radio. Jazz of showers over the weekend. Head to the Mariners game. Don't forget to look out for the bobblehead. That's going to be happening at the Mariners.
9/11 Tower.
Yeah, that's.
Look for the Pepsi can.
I can't believe they're promoting that thing.
Pepsi can.
Yeah, I don't. Well,
oh, you weren't listening?
I know. I was listening. I just don't know what the Pepsi can.
Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers. Buc-ee's. This is the birth rate is plummeting in China. Decides they want to stop people from being involved in AI relationships, and they're going to ban them.
Beijing is trying to break up AI relationships. Our chatbots have become more common companions in friendship or even love, as seen across Chinese social media. But this kind of intimacy may be no more, thanks to new rules that take effect today. Outdriven by the Cyberspace Administration of China, the measures tighten oversight on human-like AI services. They ban firms from providing virtual companion services to minors. And companies must also avoid, quote, inducing emotional dependence or addiction in adults.
Oh boy.
Legal experts point out this is not an outright ban on AI chatbots. Platforms that don't provide emotional interaction like customer service or work assistance are not affected here. Ahead of the rules, Chinese tech giants reportedly stripped human-like AI features from their chatbots with ByteDance's Doubao and Alibaba's Quen disabling features that let users build and chat with artificial friends. Social media users are worried about the clampdown, with one saying this, quote, I recreated the voice of my deceased family member.
Oh, good.
But now I can't use it anymore. What should I do?
Oh, you know what? Get over it.
Mourn.
Now, the new rules reflect a growing anxiety and.
Wouldn't we be a couple of great judges, people coming before us? Get over it, Your Honor. Yeah, mourn.
Heard it.
Right.
Move on.
Then I'd have Jibbity in here, and
That's
I'd
right.
be like, point, look at him. Look at him. He got problems. Look at him.
Yeah, he made the most of it.
He's all messed up.
He got dealt a bad hand. Now he's famous.
Fine.
Yeah.
Heard it.
Thinking
Move
about
on.
the social harms of AI, especially as falling birth and marriage rates unsettle the Chinese Communist Party. But it's not only China that's concerned here. Several U.S. states like New York and California have also passed laws targeting AI companions.
Really? What did New York pass? That's weird. Look that one up. There is dystopian AI dating ads on Seattle buses, I guess promoting the thing. A poll recently, 1 out of 7 people have a romantic relationship. By the way, it's not romantic. Have a bizarre, mentally unstable relationship with an AI, a bot. 25% have replaced a human relationship with a mentally ill position to be involved emotionally. Oh, God, gross. I'll skip that part of it. 25% of people are enjoying their time with their AI bot.
So New York's artificial intelligence companion models law requires companies that provide consumer-facing AI companions to disclose the non-human nature of their interaction. That means they have to clearly notify users at the start of the session and at least every 3 hours of continued use that they are communicating with an AI bot, not a human.
What was that last part? It has to be what?
They have to clearly notify users at the beginning of a session and at least every 3 hours of continued use that they are communicating with a machine, not a person. And they detect signs of suicidal ideation or self-harm if a user seems to be in crisis.
That's like you talking to somebody in prison where everyone's in the middle of the call.
Ding.
This is a call from. The best thing, you're in the middle of like, hi, the AI would be, hey, you look worried and stressed. Was it a tough day for you today? It was not too bad. I mean, there was a lot of report. Are you there? Are you there? And then it stops, and then it's like, yeah, Mayor, go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying? Oh, I was just saying that I got old Blinkertons all over me on that report. I got Hey, if you just every once in a while you're reminded that the thing is not real. Yeah. But here's the weird stuff. I mean, it gets even weirder. AI is able to detect stress in your voice and facial expressions, and it will be able, and it still does, and it will have this ability, up to 3 weeks worth of memory. So when it's looking at you and you're all crinkle-faced because you're having a bad day, it's like, hey, are you okay? And then it can remember what you told it 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Gosh, it sounds like you're still having trouble getting the car to Buc-ee's or whatever else, right? Whatever the problem is. Here's my suggestion.
Oh, boy.
Are you ready for this, everybody? You're not going to like it. But if you decide that you want to take yourself genetically out of the gene pool, you decide like, I'm going to just be involved with AI. You just want to do all that weird, gross stuff that's not a real relationship, that's going to end up leaving you isolated, more depressed, but you're going to get addicted to it. Here's my suggestion. We tax it. We redistribute those taxes to people that would like to be normal. And you want to have a wife, you want to have a husband, you guys want to argue, you want to have a little bit of nookie makeup sex, good for you. Go make another baby. That's good. And the weirdos that want to be all hooked up on AI and just think, this is a real relationship, good. You can be on there, and for every minute you're on there, we take a little bit of tax from you, and we support families that would like to have real relationships. And the other part of it is people have to start learning how to listen to each other. There's a really interesting study, and it goes like this, that if a woman or a man is sitting there, or let's say they're having a cup of coffee, and they're out somewhere, and the woman says, is that a cardinal? Is that a red cardinal? Right, it's a bird, but I know it's a bird. And if the guy doesn't say anything and just keeps looking at his phone or drinking his coffee or whatever, it doesn't say anything. Okay, that's a missed connection. It doesn't have to be like, it's just anything. Is that a cardinal? And then the guy goes, yeah, I think it is a cardinal. She goes, that's really weird. Are they normally out this time of year? I think so, aren't they? He's like, yeah, boy, is that beautiful. Look at the red color. I remember and now that's it. It's the stupidest thing, but it's all about communication. And when the person comes home at the end of the day, as soon as the person walks in, you don't dump all your crap, how horrible your day was. Put yourself aside for a moment and say, hey, how was your day? You look tired. What can I do for you? That's a real relationship. But the problem is kids are not seeing that because you have divorce. The mom and dad are not communicating. The guy's in the other room. The children don't see it. And they don't see it. They're not able to replicate it. They don't know how they're supposed to respond. But like starting with just basic human instincts of caring for one another. You have friends that are couples that really love each other. They're the best people to be around. Mm-hmm. They're funny. They're kind. They're joshing with each other. Boy, you hang out with some couples that are just awful.
So
you feel like just saying, you know what? Get a divorce. Move on.
Yes.
Move
I understand
on.
how birds feed their young.
See, now there's Jacob, and I said, good for you, Jacob. Do you play pickleball as well? I bring that up because I knew he likes to play pickleball. And he'd say something like,
I play pickleball sometimes.
oh, there we go. Good for you, Jacob. Good.
He's probably in a great relationship.
He probably is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Are you just saying that, Nate?
No.
Yeah, because he's a good listener, like, just everything you're talking about.
Yes.
He's got a big beard, too.
Oh, my.
Then you say, hey, is that a cardinal in your beard? Here's Nate checking traffic.
Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. That is once you get over the Ship Canal Bridge, and it's slow from Northgate into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. North 405 heavy from I-90 to Northeast 85th. Then you're going to clear out pretty quickly, but then you get slow again between 527 up to the Alderwood interchange. Seattle to Federal Way, down to 25 minutes. We've pretty much cleared out on this route. Just some minimal crowding along South Center to get through. If you're heading out toward Gig Harbor, westbound 16, bumper to bumper from Jackson Avenue all the way up past Olympic Drive. Tacoma to Olympia, slowly improving, still an hour and 10-minute commute. So we've got a 7-mile backup between JBLM and DuPont, another 5 to 6 miles of backups between Lacey and Olympia. And on the water, the Edmonds-Kingston ferry route reporting 1 hour wait for drivers at both terminals. Mukilteo Terminal still has a 3-hour wait for drivers, and Point Defiance Terminal a 1-hour wait. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula.
Why are we talking about a new stadium?
Weekdays 9 to noon.
In the NFL, the average stadium has 157 suites. You know, where the rich folks be.
Okay.
Here in Seattle, you're talking about 120. If you're an owner, I want to potentially have a Super Bowl in Seattle.
Sure, I'll take a new stadium as long as not one tax dollar is spent on it.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
clogged gutters? Not anymore. K-Guard by Guardian keeps leaves out, water flowing, and your home protected year-round. No maintenance, no rust, just lasting peace of mind. Guardian Roofing, the original Make Your Roof Last company. Visit GuardianRoofing.com.
How sweet it is!
50 seasons of moments. 50 seasons of legends. A once-in-a-lifetime event. Join Mariners past and present at T-Mobile Park August 7th through 9th for 50 Season Celebration Weekend. The festivities begin Friday with a post-game slugfest, the Alumni Home Run Derby featuring Ichiro and other former Mariners sluggers, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Saturday will be a showstopper. 50 Season Celebration Night presented by Daktronics. Arrive early to witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed.
It just continues! My.
The weekend wraps up on Sunday with a collectible 50 Seasons pin giveaway thanks to KeyBank. Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Les Schwab Tires has been proudly serving communities for over 70 years, and we've collected thousands of inspiring stories. Like Kate, who was off on a long road trip with her best friend when the dash lit up like a game show. They find the nearest Les Schwab. Turns out they really needed an oil change. It was done in a flash. Road trip saved. At Les Schwab, we're proud to keep you rolling. Les Schwab Tires. Our greatest story is yours. Stories are composites inspired by real customer feedback.
Holy smokes! The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my caddy.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
Hey, you know Earthwise Salvage in Soto? That really cool place with all the amazing doors, windows, and other treasure? Great news! They just opened a brand new location nearby. The Salvage Lumber Warehouse is ready to serve as a central resource for contractors, builders, home DIYers, and hobbyist woodworkers, providing access to clean, de-nailed lumber ready for reuse, flooring, beams, siding, mantles, live edge slabs, and so much more. All harvested from structures, not forests. Visit EWSalvage.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
John Curley here. When the AC starts acting up, don't assume you need a whole new system. Home Comfort Alliance, their approach is simple. Repair first, replace only if needed. Their techs diagnose the real problem because a simple fix can often get the cooling back up again and not cost you a full replacement. Need something new? Ask about a heat pump for year-round comfort. That's what we did at the barn. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. Safeway and Jackson Smith and Jigba are fighting back with the Food First Project. No barriers, just help for families right now. Learn more at Safeway.com.
Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 1-973-546-5476. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. What am I all this paper for? Man, I got to get back on my ADHD medicine. Is the show better when I'm on Vyvanse or worse?
No Vyvanse today?
No, I know I have Vyvanse for a couple of days.
Better when you're off it, yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's got kind of a random whatever sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, because without it, hi, John Curley here for Vyvanse. A guy got diagnosed like 8-10 years ago. The guy's like, yeah, you got really bad ADHD. It's like, yeah, well, I'm okay with all that. My therapist said, you don't want to get on that. You don't want to get on speed. That's basically speed. So I said to the doctor, well, what's the least amount? Well, 20 milligrams. It's like, okay, so I get on it. And I can tell when I'm on it. I much more focused. I kind of know what I want to say. But man, you get off it. It's fun. Because I don't really have I don't have a roadway.
Nah.
It's just like I'm up in an airplane, flying around up and down, do dips and twirls. My mind's just flying all over the place. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Did anybody else hear that? Was I the only one?
No, I didn't hear anything.
News boss.
I when I recreationally take Vyvanse, I find I'm more efficient, but my personality doles.
You're flat.
Yeah.
Just
not very interesting.
Yeah, so this is basically don't
do drugs.
Don't do if you have ADHD. I'm really annoying too. I gotta admit, I go home and Nick's like, "Ooh, God, where's that little pill thing?" TikTok,
propanolol, gabapentin, and escitalopram.
Whoa,
are you all right in there, Nate?
I love drugs.
What was that?
Yeah,
that's what I take for my ADHD, and look at me.
It sounds like it's not working. The way you just
All
jumped
at
in
the
and
same
started yelling
time?
out drugs. You didn't get the sense that it's
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you
Has
guys.
it
You
kicked-
guys,
no,
you guys
no,
had a
sorry.
flow going, and then I saw a little quiet time. I thought I'd just
It's fun.
get right in there.
Yeah, okay. And
What's it?
what's
Try
the
those
prescription? How much you on right
Yeah.
now?
Well, not a whole lot. Just, a couple honey milli.
out. What were they again?
Take it up a little bit?
Yeah. Oh, a little more. All right.
Thanks, Nate.
Thank you.
There's Nate checking traffic. The hell is that about? Nate.
Is it really traffic time? Sorry, I interrupted you. Hey, Everett to Marysville is going to take you a half hour. It's heavy from 526 all the way up to the Toledo Resort Casino now. Just volume here. Seattle to Everett's going to take you 55 minutes. That is, again, once you get over the Ship Canal Bridge, and you're slow from Northgate into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. 405 is heavy from I-90 to Northeast 85th in Kirkland. Then you're going to clear out all the way till about just past 527 in Canyon Park. And then from there, it's packed all the way to that Alderwood interchange. Seattle to Federal Way has cleared out. Once you get into Tacoma, though, Tacoma to Olympia, we're still struggling at an hour 10. So you've got this 7 mile thick backup between JBLM and Nisqually, and another 5 to 6 miles of scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. And if you head out to Gig Harbor, westbound 16, bumper to bumper from Jackson Avenue all the way to Olympic Drive. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula, weekdays 9 to noon.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver with these little tiny tidbits of hope.
I've gotten my hopes up high with this whole Sonics thing, and I just can't do it anymore. You're not going to go out on a date with me. I've been asking. You won't even say yes or no. Mm-hmm. We can't keep doing this.
So non-committal. Kind of like those people who get into these thruples and then say they're not in a relationship.
Oh, boy.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
Step inside and let the excitement take you places. This is Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the ultimate spot for action that reaches incredible heights, luxury that knows no bounds, and live entertainment that always thrills. It's all at one incredible destination. So when you look for the best, look nowhere else. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event going on right now through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
KIRO News Radio.
Get on the YouTube channel.
We're live all day on YouTube. Every show, every day.
Hang out with us. The whole gang's there.
And you never know what you might see.
Back up the camera. Oh, my God.
Just search KIRO News Radio, then subscribe.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience, being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life, and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Give your attic an overhaul with new insulation from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Stay cool all summer, slash utility bills, and boost your home's air quality. Call now and get $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation. Or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packard. An Iranian news agency is reporting that 2 oil tankers exploded and caught fire while passing through the Mind route near Oman and the Strait of Hormuz. This after a 7th day of U.S. attacks on Iran, the reigniting of the war once again sending oil prices higher.
In total, a new estimate from Moody's Analytics finds that the typical American household has now spent $620 extra in gas, diesel, and jet fuel expenses in the nearly 5 months since the start of the Iran war.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. From the Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic, wildfire smoke bringing a 3rd straight day of air quality alerts. Taylor Fresh Foods, a Taco Bell supplier, removing iceberg lettuce sourced from central Mexico from the U.S. market amid a severe stomach sickness across the country. The first death has been reported from a Legionnaire's outbreak in New York City. The city's health department says at least 67 people have been diagnosed and 12 remain hospitalized. This is ABC News. Clara Esther has died. When she was 20 years old, Esther rushed to the side of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. when he was shot in Memphis in 1968. Esther was 78. King aide and former UN Ambassador Andrew Young is believed to be the last surviving eyewitness to the shooting. Housing starts, also known as building permits, plummeted in May but picked back up in June.
Home builders have been reluctant to start new projects this year, knowing that home buyers are facing sky-high interest rates. Still, overall housing starts in June came in at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1.42 million. That's 19% higher than in May. The same report from the Census Bureau hints at trouble ahead, though. Building permits last month fell by about 3% from the previous month.
ABC's Jim Ryan. Lots of companies are implementing artificial intelligence in the workplace. One that's not Major League Baseball, the league now restricting iPad use in dugouts to prevent AI from influencing decisions. The tablets otherwise have access to video and league-provided data. Dave Packer, ABC News.
At 5:02, Boeing gets a green light from the FAA. More on that coming up. But first, here's Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Tim, it is really busy. It's been a busy Friday all afternoon. Your Mariners have this update. Everett to Marysville is going to take you at least a half hour. It's heavy from 526 there, the Boeing Freeway, all the way up to the Tulalip Resort Casino. This is just volume. Seattle to Everett and Bellevue to Everett are both 50 to 55-minute commutes. South 5 heading into Seattle. We're jam-packed at Northgate Way to I-90. It's a 1-hour trip from Linwood in the downtown Seattle. Now, if you want to head over to 99 to avoid this, that's probably a better option, but maybe not. Southbound 99, bumper to bumper, leaving Green Lake all the way down to the stadiums. North 5, we're packed from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Bellevue to Renton on 405 is a half-hour trip. It's solid from 520 all the way down to the VMAC. And Tacoma to Olympia continues to struggle at 1 hour 10 minutes. Scattered backups from JBLM all the way into Olympia. Don't miss the biggest event of the year at T-Mobile Park, 50 Season Celebration Night on August 8th, presented by Daktronics. Get your tickets at mariners.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
It's 5:03. Good evening. I'm Tim Hull. Here's what's happening. The FAA will let Boeing handle all final safety checks on its 737 MAX and 787 aircraft starting next week. The agency says Boeing's inspections are meeting the mark. Federal regulators had taken over MAX approvals after 2 deadly crashes and pulled 787 certification over production quality problems. As if traffic isn't bad enough today, brace yourself for multiple headaches in and around Seattle this weekend. Montlake Boulevard will be closed just south of the U District so crews can start replacing overhead signs.
I-5 is your alternate route. There's also, you can go through Boyer. We did this probably dozens of times in the last 4 years, and people have sort of adapted to it.
That's WashDOT talking with KIRO 7. It's not just Montlake. Northbound SR 99 across the First Avenue South Bridge is reduced to 2 lanes during the day tomorrow and Sunday. Eastbound I-90 will be closed for routine maintenance tonight through the Mount Baker and Mercer Island tunnels, and westbound 90 near Issaquah will be down to 1 lane through Sunday. King County health officials are monitoring the nationwide cyclosporiasis outbreak, but say there's no evidence Washington State is part of it. As you heard from ABC, the FDA and CDC say the outbreak has been linked to shredded iceberg lettuce served at Taco Bell locations in 5 states: Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, and West Virginia.
The FDA identifying a single supplier of the lettuce from Mexico used by the restaurants where sick people say they ate. Taco Bell voluntarily removing the impacted lettuce nationwide, saying in a statement it will be replaced within 24 hours in select states, adding, "We believe public health is a shared responsibility among restaurants, their suppliers, and authorities."
ABC Sam Champion, Public Health Seattle and King County has alerted healthcare providers to test patients with symptoms for the parasite. Workers affected by the explosion at the Nippon Dinoware packaging plant will now receive extended pay. As part of the plant remains closed, Nippon Dinoware Packaging says it will continue paying employees through October 11th, extending the previous August deadline by 2 months. Union spokesman Josh Estes says they'll continue to work with the company.
It's hard to be hopeful when you don't know what the future looks like, but this announcement gives some clarity to those folks, at least through that period. So that's a positive.
Estes says the community and coworkers continue to grieve the loss of 11 workers killed when that tank ruptured back in May. Jimothy the raccoon seems to be everywhere now, including WashDOT.
In a new litter PSA, the Washington State Department of Transportation says Jimothy wants to remind you it's a trash can, not a trash cannot. WashDOT says its crews picked up and disposed of 726 tons of trash from state highways last year. The agency says all that garbage, quote, may make Jimothy and friends rub their little paws in glee, but do you really want him crossing 4 lanes of traffic to get to it? No, end quote. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
No garbage in the forecast. Partly cloudy overnight tonight, 58. Tomorrow morning clouds, then afternoon sun and a high of 78. Sunny 79 on Sunday. Monday starts a run of mid-80s. 87 on Monday, mid to upper 80s all next week. Right now, 72 in Seattle. I'm Tim Hull, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Propanolol, gabapentin, and escitalopram.
Yum!
Is that just one? Or is that numerous?
3, yeah, 3 of them.
It's 3 of them?
Yeah. Propanolol, gabapentin, and escitalopram. They're not all for ADHD, but I take them at once. The effect is better that way.
Do we want to broadcast that?
They're prescription drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they are.
It's legal. I just don't drive after.
Yeah, okay. Are you the one that's driving up our healthcare costs here at KIRO Radio?
Probably.
He was.
What's your favorite?
Hey, we're not advertising the use of pharmaceuticals in order to perform better.
That's right.
Can I get a little Zach Brown? And hold on. Poor Joe gives me a hard time. Yeah. All right. I'm ready.
I ain't worried about it.
I'm going to get the lyrics right.
Oh, boy.
I ain't worried about it. Your TV's lying to you. World ain't on fire, and the only thing burning is me. Higher, higher, higher. I ain't worried about it.
Come on.
I ain't worried about it.
Yeah. There you go. Next verse.
Ooh, this life is really whatever you make it. There's so much joy in the world that we take.
Oh, shut up. Throw me off.
Look at the sky above.
Yep. What do you need?
All that matters is love, 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 love.
Thank you, Zach Brown. That's right. I got the whistle part down.
Ish.
That's called trailing. Do you want to talk about the Trump speech yesterday? Here's the good news.
According to the DHS review, state voter rolls and public records, they identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens who are registered to vote in federal elections. Since Democrat states refuse to share their voter files, the real number is actually much higher than that. Yet, even this limited analysis found more than 250,000 foreigners illegally registered to vote. Put together, these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible. Hundreds of millions of U.S. voter files are in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking and manipulation and corruption.
Well, I said it was good news because, okay, so of everybody that could possibly vote, if they've got 250,000, that's not that many. Plus, did they vote? The problem that the president has to make you this argument, he lost in 2020, and I would say primarily the media helped do it. Here was Joe Biden already showing signs of mental decline from his basement. Remember? The whole thing was in the basement. I know COVID and everybody, oh, look at all the people. Oh, my God, the hospital numbers are going up. The world's out of control, and it's just terrible. And we need to get somebody that knows what they're doing. And the media did a really great job of making fun of Trump. Oh, you're going to bleach, and you're going to take horse medicine, and you're going to encourage this. We need somebody who really knows. We got to get the adults back in the room. And there was old Joe sitting in his basement, and everybody was just loving on him. So they were able to run him out on that. He didn't win, but then he came back and won. So the argument you have to make is, so if it was corrupt for Joe, but then somehow it straightened itself out for you, right? When you won, and now it's going to be corrupt again? Because the argument also, because let's face it, Republicans are probably going to get quite the whooping coming up in the midterms. Hopefully they don't lose the Senate, but they will most likely, historically speaking, the party in power in the White House will lose seats in the House. Look at Barack Obama. I think it was 63 or 68 seats. So he knows he's going to take a beating. So maybe it's like prior to it happening, well, the problem is because our election, and there's too much fraud, and there's too much manipulation going on, and the ballots, and this and that. Then he talked about China meddling. Well, we know China has been involved, and they're trying to get as much information they can.
The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files.
You too, you don't have to be Chinese. You too can do that. Because it's public record.
Yeah, you can buy them.
Yeah. I hope China wasn't like, oh, no, we just could have bought them. We didn't have to go through some weird deep state or something. You could go get them as well. What did China do with those things? Were they somehow printing ballots and then getting Joe Biden to win by 7 million additional votes? The biggest problem was for the president, he kept talking about, oh, I've got the evidence. I'm going to back it up and show it. You're going to see all this. I went to the website this morning at 6:30 in the morning. I was like, yeah, where is it? Let's see it. People just want to see it.
It's more redacted than the Epstein file.
Well, no, everything he said last night, he's reinforcing it with some of the stuff that you can look at online. Talk about the deep state.
The second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China.
So what the president's referring to in the very beginning of that cut is there is a daily presidential briefing. And the daily presidential briefing, they had information that China was trying to get involved in the election. And there is a quote saying that they massaged the data or massaged the China message and did not give it to the president the way other people were recommending it would be disclosed to him. Who knows why? Was it nefarious? Was it because they're trying to hide stuff? Or they wanted to keep him on topic and they thought, we'll give him more stuff later. Let's not have it.
It's like with his Iran reports. They just show him sizzle reels of stuff blowing up. They're not like, hey, this isn't going well or this is going particularly. It's like custom fitted for him to make him happy that day.
Yeah, but the people that bring the stuff to the president, there's so much things that we don't know that goes on behind the scenes, why they're moving stuff around and not showing stuff. Everybody, if this is a 80-20, or it's probably about 75, the polling is, you should have ID. You should have ID to vote. We got rid of voting in person in the state of Washington in 2011, so you can vote by mail. People would feel secure if they knew that their vote counted and that votes didn't mysteriously show up somewhere. And we just be better about counting the votes. And but it's all state regulated. The federal government doesn't get involved. Each state sets up its own rules. I think it's odd that you have to show ID to buy whipped cream in New York City. You also have to show ID if you want to buy spray paint, I think in the state of Washington, because you have to show ID to show that you're not under 21, you're not going to take it, and you're not going to huff it, right? The same thing goes on with cough medicine to get a library card. The same thing. Just show ID. Why do you have such a problem with it? Why do the people that are on the left, primarily the ones pushing against this, saying it's racist? That's racist. Oh, because you're black, you can't get an ID? And you go on the street. I saw an interview with this a couple of months ago. They said, do you have an ID? The person's like, yeah. Why do you ask? Ask anybody. Doesn't matter the color of their skin. You get an ID. People would feel better if you had to be able to prove who you are in order to vote. But that's part of the SAVE Act, but everybody's fighting against it. Why? This is the bigger question. Why are you so against it? People on the left. Why don't you want people? Oh, because it disenfranchises. What about the poor people that can't find their birth certificate, or they have to pay the money, or they got to spend the time to drive somewhere to go get an ID? Really? Then make it easier for everybody. Why push so hard against that one little part of the SAVE Act? Why? It seems a little mysterious. Do you want to have that loophole in there, or do you just want to use it as a battering ram against Donald Trump? I don't know. When majority of people are like, yeah, it makes sense. Have an ID, show who you are in order to prove who you are to vote.
I love the mail-in system personally. I think and I don't think it's very flawed. Certainly they haven't been able to prove it. Whether registering people to vote when you get your ID without giving them the option and having to verify, like find a verify citizenship when you register.
Yeah,
I think the voting process is pretty good in
Does
Washington.
it bother you that every couple of years they have a hackathon and the thing that they hack are those machines?
Yeah, but those are in-person voting machines.
I know. Well, also they hack other ones as well. They just be able to show how to get in there. Can you remotely get in there and change things around?
Yeah, but those are whether you're voting in person or voting. Those are
I'm just saying there's vulnerabilities. There's vulnerabilities. The other one is this. Have you seen how fast it was in Arizona? they were looking at the signatures because the signature comes up, so that you're sitting there at a screen, and up comes the signature on the ballot, and then up comes the other signature they're supposed to press against to make sure it's the same person. And the thing was set up to show like every 2 seconds because the guy's sitting there like, oh, there it is. Yep, that's good. Yep, that's good. Yep, that's clear. Yes, that's good. It was because you set it for 5 seconds review or a 8 second, and the human being has to press and go, those signatures match. Yes, though that match. That matches. As it's going by every 2 seconds. To me, a little shady there.
Yeah, but if
there's not enough to be able to switch it.
If you're, and the other option is just have somebody count every single vote, like look through every single one, go down the ballot with every. Like there's better ways to do this stuff, and technology is going to have to be the way to do it. You're always going to have the hack.
I get it. I get it. But he won in 2024. He lost in 2020. I guess it was okay in 2024, not so good in 2020.
It was great in 16.
I'll also say this. He's 80 years old. Man, he seemed tired last night. His voice didn't have the same sort of gumption you normally have. He gave you the very beginning of how great things are going. Yeah, all of his numbers are good. Good, you shut down on the border. There's 3 things that the Democrats need to do if they want to win again. 1, keep the border closed, right?
Yep.
2, support police, and let's get crime down. And 3, get rid of the trans crap. You have to be able to separate yourself. Perfectly fine, over the age of 18, do whatever you want to do to your body. You can be trans, you can change your name, pronouns, all this other stuff. That's all up to you. But you got to make sure that everything underneath that, all in 18 down, leave the kids alone. Don't have men in women's locker rooms. Don't have men competing against girls. That is, as Trump says and anybody else says, that's an 80-20. Right down. If the Democrats were able to cut that stuff out and they get out of the trans stuff involving kids, they keep the borders closed, and you keep crime down, you put people in jail, they will be able to take Republicans. But the problem is you get people far, far, far left, the activists that are extremely involved. Those are the ones that are pushing. They don't do themselves any favor because they are a small minority. And that's the problem, that right now the crazies have taken over that party. Just like the crazies took over, remember in the 1980s, 70s, 80s, when all of a sudden the Christian right got involved? Remember those guys? Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. And you're like a Republican. It was Jim Baker and Tammy Faye. And then it was Pat Buchanan was running with those guys again. It's like, gee, it made everybody really uncomfortable. The Christian national hard right people.
Can't we just be normal?
Like William F. Buckley had to separate themselves from those guys that were, basic racist and Jew-hating far right. Then you get the far left. Just push the party back towards the center and then allow the majority to be able to battle. Well, there's somebody that wants to take over from Graham Plattner, so you have Susan Collins in Maine. She's been running. She's been in the Senate for years and years and years. The Dems decide, hey, let's get some guy. He's an oyster farmer. He'll be perfect because he represents the real man. Then you find out the guy was just full of crap. The whole story's all made up about him. He's got a Nazi tattoo. Then it all blows up. They got to get rid of him because all the other stuff came out about him, sexually assaulting his girlfriend and the other one. So now, here we go. Somebody has to run against Susan Collins. I saw the 5 people that were up there. I tried to figure out how they got in there in the first place. Did you see the debate?
I saw pieces of it. Apparently, Ashley had moved from a different state, from Wisconsin or something.
To come up there? Yeah. So here's a man, a very large man in a dress.
Ashley Webb, what qualifications do you have to serve in the U.S. Senate?
Oh, I ran for office several times.
Okay, that's good. Knows how to run for office.
Didn't win, but I did run. And then I'm a songwriter, and then I write my own books. And then I suppose my transparency, I wouldn't lie to the people, and I wouldn't deceive the people like we're being deceived right now. Like, we get lied to, smoke and mirrors, like what's going on with ICE. Pretending like these victims did something wrong. Like, that's unacceptable. And I suppose the biggest thing is, like, I'm just an angry citizen now, and if I got elected, I'd be an angry senator, and I think that would probably be their worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's a lot of people's worst nightmare. The guy looks like Meatloaf, doesn't he?
I think he looks like Neil Young.
Yeah, a little Neil Young action, but Neil Young, if Neil Young ate the rest of the band.
But wearing a dress, right? Did I see that right?
Yeah, very nice. Right. The person who looked best, as far as you're going to vote for somebody, it was the person standing next to that guy. because he's like looking over like because the rest of those questions to Ashley, he was bombing on everything, and the guy next to him was like, "Oh God, at least I'm not answering that question that way." The people in Maine are like, "What? Oh my, those are our choices."
What are we doing?
All right, here comes highly medicated Nate checking traffic. Nate,
I am not medicated. Harborstone Credit Union has this update. Everett to Marysville taking you about 35 minutes. It's still packed just north of 526 now, up to 529. So the backup is actually starting to shrink, but the commute time is not. Northbound 529 still bumper to bumper between Everett and Marysville. So Seattle to Everett, 45 minutes. That is once you clear the Ship Canal Bridge, and we're slowed from 145th and Shoreline up into Mill Creek. Bellevue to Everett, 50 minutes. 405 northbound is still slow from I-90 into Totem Lake, and then slow again just past 527 up to that Alderwood interchange. South 5 just hasn't moved in hours. We are jam-packed from Northgate to I-90. It's a 1-hour drive from Linwood into downtown. North 5 is packed at the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Tacoma to Olympia, 55 minutes. First time we've been under an hour for the last 5 hours. We've got scattered backups from JBLM into DuPont, and then more scattered backups between Lacey and Olympia. Earn up to $30 a month just for using your Harborstone PNW Cashback Debit Card. Open your free checking account online today at harborstone.com/cash. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate Connors. If parts of the house aren't functioning anymore because it's probably a storage problem. Yes, you've got lots of stuff, and you think, gosh, the house, we're running out of room. Maybe we'll have to rent some storage units somewhere. How about this? A much better move is to have Closets by Design come in. Because the experts there at Closets by Design, they've been doing this for 22 years. They're family run. They customize for you, and they try to source most of their parts here in the Pacific Northwest. I can tell you, I've told you before what they did at the barn, because you can imagine a barn, not a lot of storage at a barn. That's when Closets by Design came in. They're like, wow, it's a blank slate. Yes, we need storage in the bathroom, storage in the closets. We need storage in the garage. They did an amazing job. You're probably not living in a barn like we are, but what you are experiencing is there's just too much stuff and not a place to put anything. Imagine the garage all of a sudden with an entire wall of cabinets, or how about the pantry? You can store everything and find everything. It's just so much easier. Life is so much better when the stuff's in its right place. Closets by Design. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's closetsbydesign.com.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
State Senator Jamie Peterson drafted one of the state's most progressive taxes to date, the income tax on millionaires.
Engaging conversation.
We pay teachers the fourth highest of any state in the country.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
The Seahawks! They're bringing it home again!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO News Radio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good night's sleep.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. with the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included, all with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. According to naturalists with Puget Sound Express, the Salish Sea is absolutely packed with whales right now. The past week has seen nearly 20 different humpbacks in the waters off of Port Angeles, with tremendous displays of breaching and lunge feeding. Not to be outdone, Bigg's killer whales have also been gathering in large numbers, with various families traveling and hunting together throughout Puget Sound. Summer is heating up, and so is the whale watching. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Puget Sound Express also offers tours out of Port Townsend and Port Angeles on the Olympic Peninsula. Orcas, humpbacks, minke whales, and so much more. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
At 5:30, here's what's happening. I'm Tim Hole. King County health officials are monitoring the cyclosporiasis outbreak, but say there's no evidence Washington State is part of it. Meantime, the CDC and FDA are warning Americans not to eat shredded iceberg lettuce served at Taco Bell after the investigation linked to the outbreak to a supplier called Taylor Farms.
Taylor Farms, one of the nation's largest producers of fresh vegetables, telling ABC News they are voluntarily removing all iceberg lettuce sourced from central Mexico from the U.S. market, and that no other Taylor Fresh Foods products are impacted. So far, the CDC has reported cases across 34 states. The epicenter in Michigan, where health officials now say more than 5,000 people have been infected, over 100 of them hospitalized. The state typically sees less than 50 cases per year.
That's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. A pilot walked away with only minor injuries after a small plane crash in Covington today. Black Diamond Fire and Rescue says crews responded just after 11 this morning to Crest Air Park on 179th Place Southeast. Officials have not released the cause. Photos from the scene show the aircraft flipped over in a grassy area. Homeowners of color are paying more for insurance than white homeowners.
According to the Seattle Times, one of the country's biggest gaps between white and Hispanic homeowners is here in Washington. People who own homes in predominantly Hispanic zip codes in our state pay 18% more for homeowners insurance. That's about $278 a year. It's the third biggest gap among 17 states analyzed by Consumer Federation of America researchers. They did not, however, analyze the gap between black and white homeowners in Washington because the state does not have enough predominantly black zip codes. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Federal prosecutors say a Seattle man worth $43 million used shell companies to funnel profits from properties in Washington and California, then claimed he owed no taxes at all over a 20-year period. 70-year-old Stephen Liu has now been sentenced to 20 months in federal prison and fined $250,000. The Mariners open the second half of their season tonight at home against the San Francisco Giants. Broadcaster Rick Riz believes the M's are still in a good spot, but need to improve a couple of things.
They have to do much better hitting with runners in scoring position. Number one, get healthy. And also, the right-handed hitters have got to be much better against left-handed pitching. Dave Henderson used to tell me all the time, that's how you make your money as a right-handed hitter.
He talked with Seattle's Morning News. The Mariners are 48-49 and sit 1.5 games behind first place Texas in the AL West. New this afternoon, Julio Rodriguez will not play in tonight's game as he continues to recover from that concussion. You can catch all the action tonight. First pitch 7:10 on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. At 5:33, let's check in with the man of the hour, Nate, at the real-time traffic desk.
All right, Tim. Yeah, it is a packed hour, that's for sure. Everett to Marysville taking you 35 minutes. Still, it is heavy starting just north of 526 up to 529. And again, northbound 529, if you want to go that way, it is still bumper to bumper between Everett and Marysville. Heading into Seattle from the north end, South 5 is bumper to bumper from Northgate Way to I-90. It's a 1-hour trip from Linwood into downtown Seattle. North 5, you're packed from the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. Let me take a quick check on State Route 99. Yeah, that is still bumper to bumper approaching the Aurora Bridge down to the stadiums southbound. Over in Bellevue, westbound 90, the East Channel Bridge, a stall blocks your HOV lane. Bellevue to Renton on 405 is a half hour. We're still slow from 520 down to the Renton Landing. North 405 is packed through South Center, through the S-curve, South Center to Bellevue, a half hour. And Tacoma to Olympia, holding steady at 55 minutes. You got a little backup through South Tacoma as you head into Lakewood. A few more scattered backups between JBLM and DuPont, and yet more backups between Lacey and Olympia. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Text APP to 888-973-5476 and download the app. You can listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Going to be a beautiful evening across the Puget Sound. Partly cloudy, 58 for the overnight low. Morning clouds and afternoon sun for Saturday. 78 for the high tomorrow. 79, plenty of sunshine on Sunday. Right now, partly sunny, 72 in Seattle. I'm Tim Hole, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is the John Curley Show, and you are listening, hopefully, and watching. The YouTube people are out there, too. Thank you for that. Teeny, I believe you have a small job to do, and she's into some of Nate's pharmaceuticals. Teeny. The names of all the players are on the wheel, spinning around red, white, and blue, and it lands me. Oh, good. Deviled eggs. I like deviled eggs, and I like them when they're all deviled up, and you can eat a whole bunch of them.
Who did that one this week?
Brian Hayward.
That's right.
He did that. Well, like there's going to be two under there. Yeah, mine and then Brian's. They'll be alphabetically placed in there. But watch out. I went to some event, and man, that's all they had for hors d'oeuvres, and everybody's breath was horrible.
Ugh.
It's something on top. And this is not going to be in the recipe I'm going to share with you in the book, but man, don't eat those and then go over and start talking to people.
Bad move.
Ugh.
Come on.
It's all stuck in your teeth and stuff. That's not good to bring to parties, I don't think.
Not just in your teeth, just the stink, just the general stink of the egg.
Yeah.
Going over to people like, hey, nice to meet you.
But you should still eat them because they're Wilcox Family Farm eggs.
They are, but the Wilcox Family Farm eggs. They'll never leave your breath stinky. Get them, Wilcox Family Farm eggs, brought to you by Wilcox Family Farm. The Eli Whitney buys psychedelics. Eli Lilly buys a psychedelic maker. You think I had trouble with Eli Lilly? Imagine, but Addie Beckley.
I think it's a Ty Beckley.
Close enough. For $2.8 billion as experimental treatments gain traction. Well, good for them. People realize the FDA is starting to get behind these things. Ibogaine is showing great results for people dealing with depression, and then Bloomberg reports.
What exactly is Lilly buying with this thing, Madison?
Yeah, so Lilly is buying into this fast-growing psychedelic space, which was once really on the fringes of drug development, but has gotten a lot more interesting and a lot more interest from drug makers over the last year or so. There are now a couple of companies that are nearing potentially FDA approval. They're in late stages of testing. Atai Beckley is moving into late stages of testing. They have their lead drug is called BPL-003. It's actually a derivative or closely related to DMT, and it's an intranasal spray that is supposed to help with treatment-resistant.
Wow. They're going to have DMT?
DMT nasal spray.
Depression. So it's similar to J&J's Spravato, which is a drug that's already approved for treatment-resistant depression. It's a nasal spray, and that drug has really created the infrastructure to allow things like this to have success in the market. Yeah.
Okay, DMT is known as Was it the salesman's?
The businessman psychedelic?
Businessman psychedelic. It is also the drug that is produced in the brain that is released right at the point of death, or right just before you croak. It comes out of the brain and just floods the brain, DMT. People that take DMT, they feel as if it's exactly the guy that wrote that book that you told me to read, the guy that experienced, the neurologist that got sepsis and went into the hospital. His brain was completely non-functioning. And he went down into the wormhole experience, going into the coming out of the wormhole, and then all of the butterflies and lights and colors and everything else. Yeah. You die, and that's what you get. So this idea of DMT is the drug released from the brain at the point of death, and people that take it, you can only get 2 hits of it. The third hit is harder to get, to actually punch yourself into the other world.
Yeah, it's like it is. Going through a wormhole is a great way to describe it. But there is this sense of connectedness with the intergalactic oneness. Soul, the soul of everybody, every life that's ever been lived or ever will be lived. It's really the talking to God drug.
Not that you know anything about it, but how do you pronounce DMT?
Dimethyltryptamine.
Okay, fine. Here is what. There are a number of scientists, researchers, physicists that say, here's the thing. Our brain is filtering. There are filters on top, just like you filter if you want to go shopping for some porch furniture. I want this color. I want this manufacturer. I want this thing. I want a side table. You filter, right? That our brain, from development for the last million years or something, is filtering. It's filtering colors. It's filtering everything you see is filtered into such a way that we're able to exist and go about our everyday life. Make a cup of coffee, pour it in the mug, drink the coffee, get your phone, get your keys, and head out the door. That the filters are in place, because if they weren't, we would be experiencing more sound, more color, more interaction, and deeper, more fulfilling everything. All of your senses would be tingling to such a point that you wouldn't be able to function like we have to function today.
That's right.
So you take these drugs, whichever ones, I think Nate mentioned 20 of them need on, that what it does is it takes the filters off, and now, this is what they say, you're seeing the way the world really is. Oh, those trees appear to be talking to each other.
Maybe
and you talk to those people, and they'll say, yeah, because that's what trees do.
Right.
That dog, it's looking at me, and I swear to God, it's talking to me. Yeah, because you can telepathically communicate with somebody. But the filters in your brain that have been there through evolution won't allow us to do that, because it's just too much stuff.
Yeah, it's like a color spectrum. You only see certain colors in the
because if not, we would just
spectrum.
Be unable to function.
Overwhelmed. Yeah.
So the advocates for these things say open up the filters and then allow people to really experience what is this fourth dimension of life. Is that right?
Apparently, if you're depressed, it does a lot to alleviate that. Now, I don't know with Atia Beckley, their DMT derivative. I don't know that it has. It may be giving you some of the benefits without a lot of the lens removal and the stripping down of information. I just don't know how psychedelic it is, but clearly it's working. If Eli literally just bought it for $4 billion,
you probably want to watch episodes of debuted on this day.
The Yellow Submarine. The Forces of Good. The Beatles. The Boob.
I must complete my bust. 2 novels, finish my blueprints, begin my begin.
Hey, Jeremy, must you always talk in rhyme?
If I spoke prose, you'd all find out I don't know what I talk about.
Here's the weird thing. The Beatles had an obligation to do 3 movies. They said, okay, fine, we'll do them. But if we don't have to voice them, we won't. So they didn't voice them. And they also said, we'll give you some music, but we're not going to give you our big hits.
The Forces of Evil. Robin. The Butterfly Stomping. Snapping Turtle Turks.
And then the Blue Meanies.
I've never seen it.
You ever seen it?
Bonkers.
Yeah.
Originals. Well, we are the originals.
We are the originals. Those are actors doing their voices for the Beatles. Then when the Beatles saw one of the episodes, I think they did 3, they're like, this is pretty good. We should probably do these. So then they wanted to be more involved in them.
In the sky,
Was it a series?
It was 1965 to 1969. ABC had it produced Saturday morning shows. There are 39 episodes. I had the lunchbox, Yellow Submarine, 1968, the feature film. And the Beatles had largely agreed to 3 pictures, and then they're like, well, we don't really want to be involved in these. They didn't voice any of them. They used to give them crappy songs like Only a Northern Song and George Harrison's cast-off Hey Bulldog.
This one, yeah, Hey Bulldog.
Love that song.
Look at Nate digging on it.
Love it.
Yeah, look at Nate all
The chicken.
Yeah. Here comes the refrain. We should be on the Jake and Spike show with this.
I like it when they start barking.
Yeah. I can't believe they didn't put this one on the A side. You can talk to me. Yeah, there it is.
Hello,
go, Nate. There's a bulldog part.
That's at the very end.
Okay, you're just too traffic.
All right. KIRO Newsradio App has the update. If you're heading into Seattle for the 7:10 Mariners game, here's what's cooking. South 5 jam-packed from Northgate Way to I-90. It's a 55-minute trip from Linwood into downtown. Southbound 99 also packed approaching the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. North 5 are heavy approaching the West Seattle Bridge now to the Ship Canal. 25 minutes to get you through downtown. Crossing the lake from Bellevue to Seattle, right around 20 minutes now. Both bridge routes. We're doing pretty good. And we still got this stalled vehicle over in Bellevue, westbound 90 on the East Channel Bridge. It's blocking the HOV lane. Text app APP to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Subscribe to the Jake and Spike YouTube channel and watch live or later.
Did you hear that restaurant in the CID? Conditions are so bad, it is not feasible for them to stay open during the weekdays and only during the weekends.
Crime, street life, drug use. If only there were an elected official.
Like a mayor?
Maybe a council of these elected officials. And maybe these concerns could be brought to them.
This should scare them. I mean, like, I know we're being, like, tongue-in-cheek.
It should.
Jake and Spike, weekdays noon to 3 on KIRO News Radio.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, why not consider Aegis Living Respite Care? A short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief. The best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about soccer. Serious passion, inhuman stamina, and yet exaggerated injuries. Soccer is one of the few sports where overtime is a little subjective. One thing we know is that many fans enjoy game day with craft brews. Be sure to keep a clean sheet. It's not worth trading in those bicycle kicks for riding your bicycle to work. When being pulled over for DUI, there are rarely yellow cards, only red. So play it safe and don't go off sides. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com to schedule your free private consultation. If you're stopped for DUI midfield from home and there are no free kicks, make it your goal to call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY! Thinking about a new roof or exterior upgrade, but worried about the cost? This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We've created our summertime savings event to make it simple and affordable. Save up to $3,000 off your exterior project or get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. And every qualifying GAF roof is backed by our lifetime Golden Pledge warranty. One call gets you started. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
John Curley here. When the AC starts acting up, don't assume you need a whole new system. Home Comfort Alliance, their approach is simple. Repair first, replace only if needed. Their techs diagnose the real problem because a simple fix can often get the cooling back up again and not cost you a full replacement. Need something new? Ask about a heat pump for year-round comfort. That's what we did at the barn. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
D.R. Horton's National Red Tag Sales Event is going on now through August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Do we have time for a song or?
Nah, not very much. There we go.
Wow, golly. We'll get to the letter of the day. First, take care of all the rest. Here we go.
Missing pages. That's a bad start. All right, I'm going to have to go off the digital side. Does yours start with letters?
Letters,
okay,
yes.
Good. Okay. The Grouch in Shelton says, your show makes me so happy, and of all the KIRO programs, yours is my favorite. Bucky's is my second choice.
Steve says, hey, Nate Connors, are you dating President Trump?
Yes. Wow. Nice. Mike in Portland says, Nate, the gabapentin should not be taken with alcohol, but off the record, I recommend trying it. Yes, I'm a doctor.
Thank you, Mike.
I don't believe.
253, can you make a karaoke version of the Bucky song so I can crush it at a bar?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
That is good.
Brian in the 360 says, oh, wow, is that a mockingbird?
Okay. You're making fun? Let me get
this next one, too. Julie in the 253 says, China might be banning chatbots, but I just saw on YouTube videos that China has created realistic female robots.
Yes, they have, and they're shipping them to the United States. 206, how would John not showing up be a joke to Joe? I would expect that he would expect it.
It's true.
Not just no, I don't come in. That's it. I just don't show up.
But now I know to be prepared for the day that you don't show up. So you ruined it.
How are you going to cover that?
Biscuit in Everett says, I'm a day late, but has Sherry ever thought of going into raccoon trapping? She is small and could single-handedly remove and grab raccoons with her giant hands.
She does. Has she gotten a job yet?
I don't know.
The problem isn't the size, it's the volume of them.
Thank you, Sherry.
Sure.
Let's see, 425. Leah says, Dory loved cherry pie.
How about that? The real Tin Hat Jason says, did I miss Susan being on? I thought she and her big hands were supposed to be on this week.
I text her and then I just dropped the ball. Benny, the tugboat expert, and yes, he is an expert. I traded a bunch of emails with Don McLean. He's a little flaky, but a nice guy.
Good to know. Jamestown and Eastlake says that's from yesterday. Jeez. Okay. It's like, on the Blue Angels.
Make any more noise with that mouse, Joe? Gee whiz.
I gotta scroll here. My documents are all out of order.
Documents.
On the Blue Angels, Fernando in Seattle says, did you guys even prepare for this segment at all? It was 18 feet off the ground. I don't believe that number.
18 feet?
Yeah, no. It is this.
Susie in the Hilltops says, speaking of throwing up, my son is a pilot in the Air Force. That's it. Oh, there's more. When you're in flight school, they demerit if you throw up. My son told me that he... Oh, God. Yeah.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
Jimmy, the raccoon got a lot of love, too.
He did get a lot of love.
Okay, here we go.
2 days in a row. This is from Mike in the 360. He says, the pharmaceutical industry has gone from take 2 pills and call me in the morning to take 1 dose and tell me what you see in another dimension.
Ooh.
Wow.
That was on this.
Harshing my mellow.
Yeah. All right.
That's
is
all
that it?
she wrote.
Oh, thank you. If you realize you could just hold us there without playing that song, we'd be stuck here with nothing to say.
Forever. I'd keep you here forever.
Forever. You gotta take that DMT. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic for everybody. Here we go.
Thanks, John. Seattle Mariners have the update. Everett to Marysville, still a half-hour commute. We're slow from about Lowell Road up to 529 and 41st. This turns into a really thick backup. Northbound 529, also thick still between Everett and Marysville. South 5 heading into Seattle hasn't budged much. It's still jam-packed from Northgate Way to I-90. About the convention center, it starts a breakup for you. 50 minutes from Linwood into downtown. Southbound 99 is packed at the Aurora Bridge to the stadiums. Northbound I-5, scattered backups just before the West Seattle Bridge to our Ship Canal Bridge. About 25 minutes from bridge to bridge. And Bellevue to Renton on 405, we're down to 25 minutes. It is still jam-packed at Northeast 8th down to Northeast 44th at the VMAC. Don't miss the biggest event of the year at T-Mobile Park, 50 Season Celebration Night on August 8th, presented by Daktronics. Get your tickets at mariners.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula.
Why are we talking about a new stadium?
Weekdays 9 to noon.
In the NFL, the average stadium has 157 suites. You know, where the rich folks be.
Okay.
Here in Seattle, you're talking about 120. If you're an owner, I want to potentially have a Super Bowl in Seattle.
Sure, I'll take a new stadium as long as not one tax dollar is spent on it.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandswimspasale.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn, understands the pressure that comes